And if they could get some goaltending, they would be unstoppable. Really, they would. Just need some goaltending. They can't keep giving up 4 or 5 goals a game. It's like the Oilers of the 80s, right? Score 10 and the opposition scores 7 on Grant Fuhr, and they happen to win. But that's with, Gretzky and Curry and Messier and Anderson and Coffey. I don't think we have, we have the guns, but, it's not the same guns. Very similar stories, like history repeating itself. The 80s Oilers and this version of the Oilers just need that goaltending. So welcome all in, guys. If you're new to the channel, Laptop Pound streaming Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, a different theme every day. And today, of course, is Tutorial Tuesday and Matrix Tuesday. Yes, we will be in the Matrix with a couple Hall of Famers a little bit later. But you know what? It's early bird. Let's get the giveaway started. Someone's got to put in the chat, go Oilers, though. I'm not starting the giveaway until I see go Oilers. Dylan, don't jump the gun, Dylan. Come on, Dylan. You don't have to be first for everything, Dylan. Where's go Oilers? All right. First time chatter as well. Sasso Frosu. This one's for you. Go Oilers. Jeff Steele Flex. First one. I don't know where man, the body movement you must do, because between dancing and being the first one in on giveaways, you're going at 10 times the speed that most of us go at, Jeff. All right, entries are on. The dancing keeps you agile. Well, my back. Maybe I got to try that sometimes. There's nothing wrong if you dance with yourself, right? Nothing wrong with that. According to Billy Idol, it's okay to dance with yourself. All right, we'll keep the giveaway going for a few minutes. Let's go through a few other odds and ends here before bringing in the professor. Bounty. Let's get that started. We're going to do something very similar to yesterday. However, it's the reverse. The last name has to have at least 2 of the same letter. It doesn't have to be back to back. It doesn't have to be like Bubble, B-U-B-B. As long as it's got 2 of the same letter anywhere in the last name on the card. Yesterday was the first name on the card. So we're going to switch it up and do last name on the card, double letters. Congratulations to Ezra Denny. I don't know if he's in the house. He might be on the phone. He might be on a work call. He might be double checking his spelling. But congratulations to Ezra Denny, who didn't win the bounty, but he won the tournament yesterday. And as he said, this is his first win in OOTP 25 of a bounty tournament. So the way that it works, you have to declare that you're in the chat, just like old Dylan O did there. Again, double letters in the last name. And we'll see if we can fill this one up. We've got a couple people so far, 4 people so far. So we'll leave that up on the screen for a second. Maybe I can someone type that in the chat and I'll pin it? Put PD16 133 and then put double letters in last name only. That way I can pin that in the chat for anyone that's joining a little bit later. Between all the tickets and between the bounty here, I should catch it. Fussmucker's in. Who else do we got in here? I don't know if Jeff is going to dance his way in. I haven't seen Jeff Steele flex in these bounties lately. What's going on, Jeff? Come on. Spending all your money on dancing shoes? Hitting the dance clubs at night? Got no time for the bounties? Pat Man is in. Rhodes Sodas is in. Ooh, I could go for a nice soda. Thank you, Titus. There you go. I'm going to pin that one. Titus Groen for the victory. Work's been very busy. Well, you find time to dance. Or is that part of your work? I mean, you don't have to reveal everything here. If you're dancing at work right now and that's part of how you make your living, hey, I'm not judging. I hope the tips are good. Things I can't erase from my memory right now. All right, let's go and do this draft here. All right. Bring it up here. I don't remember it looking like this before. Did it always look like this? Did it have the round descriptions on these quicks before? Maybe I'm not used to looking at the bounty draft screen. All right, 13 rounds, modern era. Remember, you have to have double letters in the last name. You're not at the library. Oh, great. That made it even worse, Jeff. Thank you. That eliminated one of 1,000 locations you could be at. Now my mind is going to some dark alley nightclub during the daytime and you dancing at work. Okay. Nip Winters, please, please. Winters. I cannot take Nip Winters. I can take a Suter. I can take a Miller. I cannot take Ron Santo. I can take Soto. Ooh, this is a tough one. Two relievers and Juan Soto. I'm going to go outside the box here, and I'm going to take one of the best live cards out there, Juan Soto. Winters. Winters. Can't take. There's two ID 133s. Well, it's the one I'm in. It's the best of 5 with the final 7. T16 133. That's crazy. That's crazy that there's two of the exact same number. I didn't think I'd have to be more specific, but thanks, D King. It's perfect draft, best of 5, final 7, T16, ID 133. So if you're in the other one, have fun. If you started your draft, hopefully you didn't start your draft and you can back out of it. Always just click on the entrance because I always enter before we start. So if you see one of my teams there, this one's the lap D block tutorials. We're going to win this one with our team today, D block. All right, Juan Soto. Jackson Merrill. Not even going to think about that one. Take a future legend. Felix Milan or Cavaretta. I'm going to go Cavaretta there. So far, so good. I think I'll go Dierker and Sutcliffe. Yes, it's not the speed draft. We don't want to do speed. No speed today. It's too early in the week. Doyle, Johnstone, we'll take J. And Bo Bell. Let's see. Do I have a second baseman? I do not. Morandini or Red? Let's go Morandini. Bo or J? We'll go J. Remember, last name has to have two of the same letter anywhere in the last name, like Jeff Reed. Good luck on getting your catchers. Jeff Reed and Doc Ellis. I think that's a pretty good combination. Reed and Ellis. Desmond Jennings and this guy. Tatiyama. Hookah. Well, I can interrupt my draft for that announcement. Hookah, where's Hookah's post here? This one right here. Everyone, give a round of applause for first-time winner of the 6L last night, Hookah. I added that to the. Congratulations on your first ever 6L. Who was your? Do you remember who your MVP was of the finals? Who performed for you? Who was on target? Heinrich cannot take you. Buttercup Dickerson. ERS. Are you telling me in Dickerson there's no double letters? DICKERS. Oh, there are not. Bordick. BORDICK. Bordick Dickerson. No double letters. This is a tough one. Reese, I guess. We got to take Reese. And I think I might have to bench someone. Chat, is there anyone I'm missing here with a double letter in the last name? I don't think so. Martin, Ankiel, White, Gore, Well, let's bench Bruce Chen, I guess. Let's bench him now before I forget. Bruce Chen. Transaction, send to reserve roster. Okay. Who's this? Nick Reardon? Reardon. All right, now this is getting tougher. Now we're getting serious. Joe Sommer. No, we're going to go with the pitcher. Steinbeck. Stein. Nope. Need one more catcher somewhere along the way. Only two more catchers coming, and it's not Diaz, so we only have one more catcher to choose from here. Bell, Metzler, Ferrara. I got enough outfielders, though. Maybe I got to go with Holiday. And yeah, it was looking good. The first 7 rounds, lots to choose from. Not so much now. Is my last catcher here? No. Sanders, Wilson, Valentin. Well, make a note to myself that in the future here, we've got a lot of players that in the late rounds don't have double letters in their last name. All right, there you go. Hookah, you got your recognition. Winning the 6L yesterday. ERCEG. None, I guess. And the center fielder, my only options. Last round should have 5 players. Okay, Wilbur Wood. Yes, we can get another pitcher here. That's 2, 5, 6. I better get at least 7 pitchers. There's 7. Paul DeYoung. Can I take you? I cannot. Rooker, can you catch? No. Soriano can't catch. Can any of you guys catch? Pedro Alvarez, third base. Let's go with those. To give us 7 pitchers, we need at least 1 pitcher in this last round. There we go. We've got at least 8. Where's my catcher? Eddie Phillips. Yes, Eddie Phillips. Thank you. Thank you for saving me with the double L and the double P. Who else? There's another pitcher. There's another pitcher. Just cleaning up here in this last round. And another pitcher. There's 5. Oh, for Ezra Denny, there's Rip. Rip R. Repulski. Can't take him. Okay, so I was able to get 5 players. Only had to bench 1 player because it didn't meet the criteria. Let's do that. Go over here. Again, exclamation, enter, exclamation, ticket. We're going to make the draw for the early bird soon. And I'm just going to keep it at regular strategy. Let's just not touch the strategy. See how that works out. Gray Steel, good to see you. Thank you for the follow, Larry Bob. Larry Bob 48. Did you star in Newhart? Right? Was that the name of one of the brothers in Newhart? That was a pretty good show back in the day. When was that? Like 1990s? Yeah, it must have been a 1990s show. Who remembers the Newhart show? All right, we are on an ad break. I'm just going to fine tune my roster here during the ad break. So everyone in the bounty can't cheat off me. All the positions there, all the positions there. Submit. Got to bench Bruce Chen again. That did not take. Go back to my pitchers, move some wood up. Up goes the wood, and Joey. And who else has good stamina? Other than Jeff Steele Flex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tyler, you get to come in. Mop up. How's the control here? Howard Nunn, we're going to tone down your control, though. Your pitch around. Same with Alex. Tone that pitch around. No way are you pitching around with that control of like 12. However, Doc Ellis, boost you up a bit. And my closer, you go all the way up. And I am going to tone these down just because I don't like those. One per hit, we can move up a bit. Go. Just out of habit, set my opener lineups. 1, 2, submit. And let's see if we are ready to get underway. Yes, Captain 12, you got it. I knew there was a Larry in that show. I just couldn't remember if there were 2 Larrys or 1. But you got it. That was a great show. That was a funny show. I mean, he's got such just a one of those comedians that can just make you laugh by facial expressions, pretty much. All right. We are 12 out of 16. We have 4 more spots in the bounty. If you want to get in for a chance to win some packs, get in on the bounty. Make sure you're in the right one. It's ID 133, but not the one that says speed draft. Let's see if it even shows that one anymore. Yeah, it's not the one that says speed draft. It's this one down there in green. 3 more spots left in the bounty. Get in. The rules are posted in the chat there. Look around on the chat wherever it's posted. You can only draft players with a double letter somewhere in their last name. It does not have to be consecutive. As long as there's at least 2 of the same letter somewhere in the last name, that player qualifies. 1 more spot left. All right, good luck. We'll check in on that a little bit later. All right, again, congrats to Ezra for winning yesterday's bounty tournament and the 3 packs that went with it. I was defeated by the St. Paul Little Mowers. I don't know if they're in chat today, but they won the bounty part of it, so 5 packs will be going their way. I don't think they've been delivered yet. Coming up a little bit later, second half of the show, the Matrix is back. We've got Hall of Fame and Twipped Meet the Matrix, where we take Hall of Famers from the past, 1 pitcher, 1 hitter, and 1 Twipped card, and we put them in the Matrix. Today, one of the fan favorites from last year, late in the cycle, there was a dead ball era exclusive set that came out. And the best card in that exclusive set in OOTP 24 was this card here. If you pulled the brown card, you had a pitcher for the rest of the cycle. It was a meta pitcher. It was selling for hundreds of thousands of perfect points. He is a Hall of Famer, inducted in 1949. We're going to bring him in. I think it's his 1907 or 1908 season. He is going to be our Hall of Fame pitcher. Our Hall of Fame hitter is 1 Sam Crawford. My favorite Sam Crawford card, chat. If you were around in OOTP 23, do you remember the Platinum Series? Do you remember Series 1, 2, 3, and 4, where every 8 weeks they would have an exclusive packable set? And after the 8 weeks, they were no longer available in packs. Well, Platinum Series 4, I believe it was, had Sam Crawford as a perfect card. And it was a really, really good card. I pulled that card on my theme team, which was any player that starred in a movie or TV show or acted in theater. Any baseball player qualified for that theme team back in OOTP 23. And Sam Crawford was in a movie. So I was allowed to use Sam Crawford. So that was pretty cool. So we're going to be using the Sam Crawford from, again, the 1908, 1909 season, somewhere around there. And he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1957. Too bad you got Jackie in the speed draft. Robinson. Yeah, that would have been perfect for this one, Sean. And our TWIP card, well, no doubt about it. We are using Jackie Robinson. We're using one of the peak years of Jackie Robinson. I think we're using 1949 Jackie Robinson. He's going to play. All three of these players are going to play on the same team. And because they played for different teams, I had to pick one. And the only thing I could find in common was both Mordecai Brown and Sam Crawford played a short period of time in Cincinnati. So that's where they're playing. All three of these players are going to play on the 2024 Cincinnati Reds. And a little bit later, we're going to have a form that comes out. You get to fill it out. It's free of charge. You don't have to pay biscuits or anything like that. And there will be 10 packs awarded to the winner who predicts our Matrix series the best. So again, that will come out a little bit later in the show. Yeah, D-King speed draft. There were two IDs with the same number. One of them was a speed draft. So I think some of the viewers got in on that one instead, as Sean just mentioned. All right, our 5L and 6L updates. Jari Park 1976 and Skydome 1993. We already had the winner declare in chat of the 6L today. And we're getting close to the end of the month, less than a week, about a week to go now before we declare our winner. In the 5L, Mill Basin Yankees, 6-point leads. Going to be tough to catch them, even though there's still, 6 or 7 tournaments to go. They have been on fire. I think they have 3 first-place finishes and 1 second-place finish. They have been the best of 5L this month. The Worker Bees, the Defenders, EBC, and D. Dempsey, when he enters, he does well. He had a win last week. He came second place yesterday. So if D. Dempsey becomes a little more consistent, he could still make a run at this because he's a great player at the lower levels. In the 6L, I've been surpassed by one of the best. Makadkar, if you're listening, if you're in the chat here today, like you often are, congratulations. You moved into first place with your Macabre Rocher, 12 points after your victory yesterday. Yes, you are yesterday or the day before? I think the winner yesterday was in chat, or is that is Hookah? Are you Macabre? Are you Makadkar? I'm not sure now. Could be the same person. Anyway, I've been moved down to second place. Sporer, who came in fourth yesterday. Sporer came in fourth, so he got 1 point to tie me. Mill Basin Yankees, the Dodgers, the Vikings, the Blue Void, the Seminoles, and that 6L is a lot closer. Yesterday, I played Sporer in the quarterfinals. 1 game away of going to the point round. I don't mind losing, but I just hate losing in the quarterfinals in game 7 because you're so close to getting that at least 1 point for the leaderboard. Hookah just started joining. Well, there you go. You got some rookie luck, some beginner luck. So Spore and I went to game 7, and it was 29 runs and 36 hits in game 7 of the quarterfinals. Now, this is 1990s, so you're going to get a lot of home runs. In this one here, Spore had 2 from Demeter, Wynn, Blauser. Yeah, he had 5 home runs in that game. And you'll notice the big 10 spot, 10 runs by Spore in the 7th inning. This kid takes no mercy. 10 runs in the quarterfinals against the Hound. So if you see Spore in the chat at some point, congratulate him. Ezra in the house. Ezra, you missed. I shouted you out. Your first victory in the bounty for OOTP 25. Congratulations, taking out the Winnipeg Wyverns in 5 games. So this continues again. 20 packs will go to the top of the leaderboard. So if you get in now, like Hookah did, Hookah can move up that leaderboard pretty quick. He is running out of time though. Only have 6 or 7 more tournaments. Fires off every day at 9:20 a.m. Eastern, 9:20 p.m. Eastern. It's filling up a little slower now, so you don't have to get in the first 20 minutes. I think today you could have got in an hour later. I wouldn't want to push it too much after an hour, maybe 90 minutes, because it will fill up within 2 hours, almost certain. At least till they add more tournaments. Okay. Yes, Grizz OOTP. I mentioned that a couple streams ago. That would be if I could get a Combinator high level card, I would love that one. That's what I was hoping to pull yesterday on my packs only team. Again, a reminder in 5 days on Sunday. Sunday is the last day you can play Perfect Team 23. So a last chance to kind of go through and look at your cards, reminisce a little bit, check out your standings, use up all your perfect points, open any packs you might have because they're gone after Sunday. And on Thursday's show after Twipped, we're going to reminisce. I'm going to open up OOTP 23 and we're going to spend a half hour or so remembering, reflecting on the game that was a couple years ago. Again, the new versions of the game stay up for a couple years, so you're still able to play OOTP 24, and you'll be able to play OOTP 25 until about May of 2026. Last week on Twipped, of course, we had the NEL sets with String Bean Williams, Cool Papa Bell, and of course, Jackie Robinson. Later on today, as part of our tutorials, D-Block and I are going to go through the lower level cards, so stay tuned for that. We're going to talk about the iron and bronze. There were 4 iron, 4 bronze cards that came out on Thursday. We'll give you our opinion about where we might play them or if we might play them in certain situations. And if you did not notice, DishNet posted this in the Discord. A new LE, a 98 Fernando Tatis has come out. Third baseman only. You can see his defense there. You can see his ratings, got the power, got the eye. I think hitting wise, I'll ask D-Block in a sec, but I think in terms of his hitting profile, I think D-Block likes that shape. So that is now in packs. There are only 50 of them. So not 100 like there usually is. All right, let's do our giveaway draw. You've got 10 seconds, exclamation enter, exclamation ticket. The early bird draw is almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just a few seconds for the delay. Looks like we're going to have about 60 entries. Can we get 69? No, we got 63. All right, good luck. Will the winner please whisper me? Let's go off that there. Whisper. If you win, click that and send me a DM with your Perfect Team username. Let's do this. Mark _A_ 210. Congratulations. You are today's first winner of 5 standard packs. 5 packs will make their way into your account in the next 48 hours. Just send me a whisper. I see you in the chat, so you are here to claim it. Good. Mark, I see in the community quite a bit on Discord. Again, a great player and has a lot of success. And congratulations on the week that was. I think it was last week. I think I seen your name in a few places. Could be a different Mark, but I think that might have been you. So congrats on that. Okay, I think we are just about ready. Going to take a short break. When we come back, we're ready. Go grab your notebooks, go grab your beverage, put away those spitballs because D Block and I will be back with our tutorial lesson for Tuesday in 2 minutes' time. All right, welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Hope your Tuesday is going well. Before I bring in my guest today, my Tuesday co-host, let's look at the bounty. As D King says, it has fired off. So here are your round one matchups in the bounty today, trying to take out lap for 5 packs. On the left side of the bracket, we have, where do I want to start? Now let's start on the right side of the bracket. We got Fussmucker in the 72s. They are taking on a D King Seminoles. That's going to be a great matchup. The Burlington Bees, run by Plastic Spoon. They are taking on the Pips by Sparty Terp. Sparty and the Spoons. Sounds like a 1950s rock band. We've got T. Davis and his Jackalopes. They will be taking on another new manager, Baffle and the Lumber Company. And yesterday's bounty claimer, P. Baker, back at it on the other side of the bracket this time. They're taking on those hippers run by Snedhed. Sned. On the left side of the bracket, Pops Dongoria in the house with his chill vibes only. They're taking on Obbies. Those Cloverdale Eagles, Nil Will. Pack only team are taking on the UP Miners, run by N. Torski. We also have Sean Saul, who also got in this draft, fortunately, and Randy Johnson on the mound. Ooh, John Stun, he qualifies. They are taking on in round one the St. Louis Browns, Old Delano. First two people in chat today. Go figure. Synchronicity, take a drink. Our first two people in the chat in round one. And I get to take on the Rhodes Sodas. I saw Rhodes Soda in the chat. And I get to take on Canadian Eric Bedard in game one. So again, just want to double check the teams that I could play in round one. That was the Rhodes Sodas, Double Letters, Gaussman. Yes, good. Couple Hernandez there. That makes it easy. Couple Romanos, Soto, Kirk, Posada, Johnson, Euclid. Very well done. Even a Kelly Gruber. Oh, no. Rhodes. Who needs roads where we're going? You may be going to a 5-pack victory here. Scott, Carter. Yep, looks good. Check the other two teams I might face. That was the Browns. Ellis, Freeland, Lee, Webb, Allen, Jolly, Queen, Lancey. Yeah, looks pretty good. King Kelly was your perfect. Another great. Man, that worked out for you guys with the double letters. Robinson and Bell. Good. No bench players there. And finally, one more. Let's check out the Rangers. Randy Johnson. Oh, you did. Man. Probably the best pitching staff, and I've only looked at two pitchers. Randy Johnson and Thor for the Rangers. So, wow. Dylan, you're in for a battle there. Mind you, you've got King Kelly. Adams, Morris, good, Molnix. Everyone gets a Blue Jay. Pedro, Suzuki. I'm liking that team, Sean. Doesn't look like you had to bench anyone as well. All right, so we will check in on that a little bit later. Good luck to those of you in the bounty. And good luck to the Rhodes Sodas who take me on first. All right, if you're new to the stream, every Tuesday I bring on my good friend from Germany, and we talk about some beginner tips. Again, tips that you as a new player to OOTP, even if you pick up on one or two things that might help you out, well worth it. If we can help guide you to a little bit more success, and we like to focus on the lower levels, iron, bronze specifically. So we've done a few shows already, March 26th, April 4th, April 11th. You can check out the VODs if you want to catch it right from the beginning. Before I bring them in, thank you to Larry Bob 48. Thank you to Mike and Ingas. Thank you to Mr. _ for the follow. And thank you to Sweet _time _ Sweet time. Well, speaking of a sweet time, how you doing, D-Block? D-Block is in the house.
Kind of well.
How you doing? Kinda? Feeling a little
waiting
under the
for
weather?
the draft lottery. The draft lottery. Celebrini. Come on.
All right, now we got a close up. You can show. What are you waiting for?
Celebrini. The draft lottery.
Celebrate with Celebrini. Yes, Celebrini. Yeah. Well, for those of you that don't know D-Block, for those of you that don't know him, he's a big sports fan. Of course, he likes his Royals, but he also enjoys hockey. And his hockey team right now had a lot of success, 10, 15 years ago. Now they're kind of in a rebuild. Who are you following now that the Blackhawks are not in the playoffs?
Well, of course, I like the Kings from the Gretzky days, but that was they're playing the Oilers. So and with Leon on the Oilers, I got to go with the Oilers there.
All right. Some Oiler love there. Do they show a lot of the games or do you have to buy a specific like sports package?
Yeah, I do. You do have to buy, but I do have them because they're kind of like HBO. They have the rights for the NHL too, and they have the rights for the second Bundesliga in football. So, and since
Oh,
my favorite team is they're in the second Bundesliga in football, so I have that anyway, anyhow. So they're showing basically every playoff game, and had like 3 or 4 games during the season during the week. So, but they're showing every playoff game.
oh. Well, and yeah, I mean, the Canes last night, I don't know if you caught any of that one against the Islanders, but the Islanders were up 3-1 in the third period, and it looked like they were going to tie the series up. And man, Carolina turned it on, and they're up 2-0 now. So I think the Islanders, that was their chance last night to make something of this
Yeah,
series.
that was their chance. Actually, in the first game too, I thought they had a good chance in the first game, but yeah, they were
Yeah,
actually my
yeah.
pick that they beat the Canes. But yeah, and Zeke Mover, yeah, I do like the Cubs. Although
Yes.
of course, the Royals are my team, but I do like the Cubs.
I
And my
believe you
second
said
Bundesliga, St. Pauli.
you you follow a National League team, and I think you said your National League team this year is the Cubs.
Yes, exactly. I usually pick one. There are a few teams that I like from the National League, and basically every year I pick one to root for in the National League. And this year is the Cubs again, because I mean, hey, first of all, I like their team. They're a young, good team. Of course, the Justin Steele injury was pretty bad, but yeah, I still like him, like Saya. And good thing that Cody is back there. And of course, as a Royals fan, you cannot like the St. Louis. What are they called? I forgot. Some pigeon or something. St. Louis Pigeons. And
Hey,
of course,
easy on the birds.
who does not like St. Louis either? The Cubs fans. So that's in kind of like enemy of my enemy is my friend.
D Block, I'm going to get you to do me a favor. I think you're lagging a little bit, and sometimes with StreamYard that happens. So if you can just leave and then click the link and
Yeah.
come back in, and that should usually fix it. So we'll have D Block come back in a second here. Canes will win the cup. NC Pirates. Well, you know what? I would love a 2006 rematch. How about we agree on a 2006er with the Canes and the Oilers, and this time, how about letting the Oilers win in Game 7? Because
This is better now.
okay, yeah,
I
that
hope
might
this
be
is better
better.
now.
Okay, good. Yeah, we'll see if there's any lag. So, hi D Block. Okay, good, good. Because there was like a 5-second lag before, so I think it's much better now.
All right.
So yeah, NC Pirates saying the Canes will win the cup. Like I said, I don't mind if they play Edmonton in the final. Toronto, Boston. That is everyone was saying, "Oh, Boston easy, Boston easy." But on the Black Aces podcast, I picked the Leafs, and everyone laughed at me. I don't think they're as easy prey as people think. What do you think about Leafs, Boston?
First of all, nobody laughed at you at the podcast because 2 of the other 3 guys picked the Leafs too. Only
Well,
the Leafs fan did not pick the Leafs. That's the old man Fred was the only one not picking the Leafs. Um, yeah, I picked
no, Finn
Boston.
Finn picked. I think Finn picked Boston, and then Frank picked it just because he doesn't do well at these. So as a lark, I was only the legit Leafs pick there.
Okay, you were the only legit one. Okay,
Yeah.
I did pick Boston too, but mainly because the Leafs never win a playoff series, don't they? I mean, they haven't in I think like 70 years or so. But
Yeah.
I like the Leafs. I mean, they have the offense to do it. They're kind of like a little bit like the Oilers. They have the offense to do it, but they like the defense and the goaltending. So I think they're kind of similar.
And Zig, I mean that's a good prediction. I mean Vegas knows how to play the game, and by playing the game, I mean to deal with their roster, the injury situation with Stone coming back. He had a great game last night, and I could easily see a Knights Rangers. In fact, I picked the Knights over Dallas again. I think I was the only one that picked that, and you can't count out the champs, especially when they get all their players back from injury.
Yeah, and what Boiled Egg says here now, comparing the Leafs and the Oilers. Yeah, I know, of course, of the history, but if you're just looking at them objectively, I think they're at a very similar place. I think the Leafs are kind of like the Oilers 2 years ago, with their offense and really no defense. I think the Oilers are a step further, but if you're looking at them objectively, they are very similar.
Yeah, both have bad goaltending. I mean,
yeah,
that's the big weakness.
Who doesn't right now in the league? I think the goaltenders are really, really bad right now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even Hellebuck on Winnipeg, who's considered one of the best, he gave up 6 goals the other night. So, Leafs and Oilers, powerful offense. Their defense is questionable, and their goaltending is questionable. So I think, yeah, comparable in terms of the roster makeup. Absolutely, like they both have good supporting players for Marner or for Matthews and McDavid. Yeah, well, it'll be interesting. We'll see. It's still early on. Yeah. Well, Vegas is one of the new teams, along with Utah. Any opinion about this Phoenix team moving to Utah?
I think that's a good thing. I do. I mean, I only know the. Well, first of all, Utah guys are pretty big sports fans, and they're kind of fanatic with that. When you look at the atmosphere with the Utah Jazz, when they're doing good, that is a really madhouse. And they're also with Brigham Young, that is pretty good atmosphere there in that stadium. So they are good sports fans, and Utah is much better suited, I guess, for a hockey team than Phoenix. I mean, Utah had. They had the Olympics. They will have the Olympics again, the Winter Olympics, and Salt Lake, Lake Placid had it at the Winter Olympics, which is basically right there too. So I kind of like the idea of getting Utah a team. Of course, I would have loved it to be Kansas City, but I think Kansas City is going to get a team sooner or later.
Yeah. I agree. I think they would have been a really good choice as well. Sports city, a championship city. Utah has already sold a bunch of season tickets. They haven't announced a name yet, but they're not going to take the Coyotes because there's still a window for Arizona to get another team within 5 years. They're not going to take the Coyotes. They're going to come up with something that's unique to their area of the U.S. All right. I think we are ready to continue on. We got our hockey fix out of the way. And interesting, you get the games, I guess, if they start around about 7 p.m. Eastern, that's like 2 a.m. or something. Your time is
Eastern is 26. No, it's 25. That's 7 p.m. Eastern is 1 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. So not the best for watching hockey. All right. Today's lesson, students, the professor is in the house here. And just to kind of recap, last week we talked about live spec and gave you some suggestions on who our live spec choices are. May 6th is likely when the live cards will be updated with new ratings. So any live card could go up or down in the ratings, from a gold to a diamond, back to a silver, even down to a bronze. So it's a good way to make some perfect points. Again, it's on the VOD if you want to go check out that discussion. My pick, but with a lot of hesitancy because it's still early, is Dalton Varsho. Now, if he was an 89, I would absolutely say he's going to diamond. But it's a big jump, D-Block, isn't it, from 80 to 90?
Yeah, that's kind of jump. And I like him. I like Washer a lot, but I don't think he's going to get 10 points in there.
Yeah.
He's not.
I mean,
He's not really. I don't think he's in the top 20 of OPS. So he's not going to make that now.
Yeah. He's kind of the Jays'
I don't think
only
so.
legit home run threat right now. Like, he's playing really well. I could see him at some point in the season, if he stays on the same pace, going to a diamond.
Maybe in
kind of
3
like
months, in July, something like that. I think maybe in
Yeah.
June, July. That would be probably good. If he can keep this up, he's going to be probably there in June. If he just cools down a little bit, what I guess everybody thinks, but still plays at a high level, then I think he could be there in July. He's a good bet of going at least to diamond. Yeah, I
And
like him a lot.
the other Jay that I think has an option of going up, one of the best left-handers by WAR so far, is Kikuchi. Kikuchi's playing pretty well. I think he's a silver. I don't have his card right now, but I think he's a silver right now. So that's another Jay. I'm a Jay fan, so I kind of follow the Jays more than any other team.
Well,
And
then
Varsho,
you're picking the wrong pitcher there.
which one are you going with?
Barrios.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Barrios is 5-0. No, I'm sorry, 4-0 when 5 games started. Has a WHIP of 1.01 and an ERA of 0.85. Average is he's giving up an average of 205. That's the batting average against him. If anybody going really up, then that's Jose from the Toronto. That's Jose Barrios.
Yeah. Let's take a look at. I think let's go to Card Shop. Barrios.
Barrios is an 81.
81. Yeah.
He has much better chances to go up to diamond right now with those numbers.
Do you think he can go 9? Yeah. 9 points. We've seen it done before. We've seen players jump up 10, 12, 14 points in 1 month.
If he can keep the ERA under 1, then he's going to go up to diamond, definitely.
And you can see that he is in demand by a few people, at least one person willing to pay $1,700. We don't know if it's for the mission or for spec. But yeah, at some point, we could see him as a diamond. So you could go from a 1,000 point card to a 4,000 point card. Kikuchi, where is he? Kikuchi. He's a 65.
He's a 60, yeah. So he's a good bet there, but he's already at 77.
Yeah.
So going to silver, that's not a big gain you're going to have there.
So I'd be putting in buy orders at like 40, 45, somewhere at the most to kind of gamble on him, to live spec on him. So again, does he have enough to get up there? He needs 5 points. If he keeps on the pace he is, I think he will get to at least a low silver. So I'm willing to spend.
He will get to silver, definitely. Yeah. But like I said,
if he goes,
he's if you just quick buy him right now, he's already too expensive. You're already late on the train.
Yeah. And obviously we're influencing decisions because someone bought the 71 there at D block. But I think I might even go up to 50 at some point. But if he goes to
that would be the
silver,
max. That would be the max. 50 would be the max.
Yeah. Do you have a player you have in mind that's not a Blue Jay that you might consider speccing on?
Ronel Blanco.
54.
He's an iron right now.
All right. Well, let's buy one of that just to have one.
He has started 4 games for Houston. Is 2-0. Has an ERA of 1.33. WHIP under 1 is 0.85, and batting average against of 124.
So again, if he goes to a bronze, that's 25 points, and I wouldn't pay 33 for him right now. But I'd put in a few.
I would look at him. I would look at him more as a long time investment spec. So get him now as an iron, and if he only closely keeps this up, he's going to be gold in July. and then you paid 33 and are getting 1,000 out of it.
Very smart. That's how you make a lot of perfect points, beginners out there. If you're new to it, you want to do some live specking, go through, put some buy orders in at a price that, you know, you feel comfortable with, or buy some off the card shop. Because again, this card that's worth 5 points, if you quick sell him, 5 points. If he goes to a gold, he's worth 1,000, as D Block mentioned. And so everyone that you own is going to be that 1,000 points. That's what you buy them for, let's say 20 points each. That's 200 for 10, 200 points versus 10,000 points. And that's just one player that you can do that on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Stunt. Oh God. Stunt on the sales. Ooh, I'm butchering this name. Has Rangar Suarez been discussed yet? No. And I will not discuss him in the way of look at his price. He's definitely going up to gold, but right now he's already over 1,000. So even the top buy orders there are 700. So you're not making a lot of profit if you're taking the run out there. You're very late there. Late on the Runga train.
But is he
you might speculate that he could go to Diamond, then we are talking a little bit, but I'm not sure if he really goes to Diamond there.
Or even Perfect. Like, is there a possibility he goes to Perfect at some point by September?
I doubt it. I mean, it's not that Runger is some spring chicken here that we never heard of before.
Yeah.
Except that is a good deal. If you brought him at 300 stunt, that is an awesome deal. But anything over 500, I wouldn't do that. That's not enough. Ranger is really good recently, but again, he's not a spring chicken. Actually, I mean, we know what he was capable of, and it's not perfect material. I think I could be wrong.
We're at a point now where this is just one you want to pull in packs and hang on to it. I've got 5 of them. I think I bought 2 and then I pulled 3 in packs, and I'm not selling them. So when you open your packs, if you get this silver card, keep them.
Yeah,
that's where you're going to make your money, rather than buying them at the high price right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy them, but if you get them via cards, that is a good job. That's a good thing there.
Okay, all right.
And another one I would really like is Paul Blackburn.
Okay.
He is a silver. He's already at 80. Yeah.
Bronze, actually.
He's kind of like in the same category as with Ranga, but with Blackburn, he's too expensive for silver. But you might speculate that he will go to gold. And right now he has an ERA of 1.08 with 4 starts. It's 2-0. Whip of exactly 1 and an average of 1.91, playing at a real pitcher's park. So he would be somebody I really like there from a pitching standpoint. And another one I would speculate for 2 months or so is James MacArthur. He's an iron, and I have 10 of him. And I am very, very certain that he will go at least to silver this month. And I think he will end up at gold.
Wow.
So you can get this guy, buy him or get him as an iron, and then speculate on him going to gold.
All right. This is not financial advice. This is strictly for entertainment purposes. Please do not take anything we say as gospel, because we are just giving
speculation.
Just speculation. Yes. And
what
again,
NC Pirates says, and a Hulk is going to Diamond. Yes, I think so. And Ketel Marte too. I think so too. Yeah. And William Contreras going too. Yes.
We talked about perfects that might fall, perfects that you should sell before May the 6th, before the first update. Last week we talked about Luis. Where is he here?
Castillo?
Castillo, yeah. No, not Castillo.
Arraez?
Arras, yes. That this is a card, if you own it and you're not using it for a specific purpose, you might want to sell it and get that 20,000 and buy it back as a diamond later. My opinion is I think he's going to go down. Any others that you think are sure bets to sell off?
Luis Castillo.
Luis Castillo going back down to a diamond.
Yeah,
okay.
I think so. Jordan Alvarez. He's not going to go far. He's probably going to go to like 97 or so, but I think he's going to come down.
Right.
And
sometimes we become attached to our cards, but for 20,000 perfect points, that's a big hit from 20,000 to 4. And again, you can always rebuy them back as long as you're not a packs only team, of course, as long as it's not a card that's locked because of a mission. But if you're saving it for a mission, they're likely to go to diamond, and you can pick up 5 of them for the same price if you want to in a few weeks' time if he goes down. So
the King is asking Strider staying with the injury. I think so, yes. Freeman, I doubt that he's going to go to diamond. I think he's going to stay at least one more month and perfect. Who I am much more concerned about is Acuna, and he is a very difficult decision here. Normally, I would sell him, but the problem is the rebuy price right now.
Yeah,
he is at almost 40, and so just selling him off. If he's not going down, then you lost a lot of perfect points there. But I think he has right now. So far, he has 1 home run, and he's really, really not doing well. So normally, I would say that he is a sure bet of going down. And with Judge, basically the same thing. I'm not sure about Aaron Judge. I'm not sure. Let me check the stats for Judge again.
Well, we're in a break, D-Block. It just kicked in, so we'll be back in 2 minutes. We'll be back in 2 minutes and continue our discussion. So thanks for tuning in. Be back in 2. All right, we're back. The break is almost over here. I know I cut you off just before the break there about Judge. Anything else you wanted to mention about him?
No, Judge, he is really in danger of losing his 100 there. He's one of those. I think Corey Seager is one of those. Acuna is one of those. Basically, 3 guys we would at the beginning of the season probably would have said, "Nah, they're going to stay 100 for the rest of the year." But
Right.
they're doing really bad right now. But all it takes basically is one good week there for them to stay there, because they have the reputation. Nothing that figures
Yeah.
into.
Yeah. Reputation has a big impact too, I think. And, the same goes with your lower diamond live players. Although the risk isn't as great, you're not losing 16,000 points by not selling it. You're losing 3,000 points. So it's not as big of a deal. But if you look at your 90, 91, 92, 93 live diamonds, anyone that's having a horrible April, you might want to consider selling them off, and then if you have the option, buying it back later. And again, I don't know all these players well enough, but I'm sure there's a few of them that are having horrific Aprils that you might want to consider selling. Yeah, there's a lot of people are trying to sell Willie Adams. I don't know if he's having a bad April. 17 sell orders on him. Okay, so there is our live spec reminders there. If you want to join my Discord, go over there. There's a section there, live specking, and some of our community has put some of the members or some of the players they think are going to go up or down. So let's continue on. Let's go on. To recap, in the last 3 weeks, we've looked at setting up an iron tournament team, just a basic iron tournament team to get some packs, to get some perfect points. All beginners out there, D Block would nod his head in agreement, saying if you're a beginner, get a tournament team set up. You don't have to have all the best cards. Don't worry about that. Just get any tournament team, pick one tournament or two, and set a tournament team up. So we went through that. We looked at kind of our favorite shapes for the lower levels, cards for pitchers, cards for hitters, what we like in terms of the shape of them. And we did our live spec, like we just kind of recapped right there. Check out the VODs again every Tuesday with D Block, giving some of those beginners some what we think is helpful information. Today, this is what we want to go through: caps, cards, and combinators. The 3 C's we want to cover. Again, at a beginner level, if you're, again, new and you don't understand what a cap tournament is, again, some of the new cards we're going to look at, and we're going to talk about combinators and the pros and cons to those combinator cards. So that's the agenda for today. I hope you guys are going to ask a lot of questions. If you're new, please ask questions. D Block is one of the best. I know a few things. By no means do we know everything. By no means are we right on a lot of things. This is, again, a beginner. We want to open the door for you beginners and take those steps into other parts of the game. So it's not just league play or perfect drafts. It's getting into cap tournaments and evaluating combinator cards. We are not experts. We don't profess to be experts. We want to give you those basic beginner steps. All right. Combinators. Overall, you know what? I was thinking about how I want to approach combinators, D Block, and I think now that they've been put into the game as a part of a OTP 25, it's almost a no-win situation, because you have people that have invested a lot of time and perfect points into combinators, and you have some that haven't done anything with them. Overall, do you have any kind of general opinion about the combinator being added?
That's a difficult question
It
to
is.
answer.
It
To
is.
to stay within the boundaries that we both assigned that we will. I, but to be honest, I hate the combinators. I really do. Everything that I feared has been true now 5 weeks in, and in general, I like the idea. It's a very, very creative idea, and I love it actually for league teams, for example. That the way it has been implemented, it how can I put it? It targets the wrong people. Because of the price that there is to use the combinators, it is basically very, very expensive to use that for diamond or for gold or anything. So everybody who is really doing that is doing that in iron. You see teams now with 12, 15 combinators in iron, and that is of course actually the tier where new guys should get into and wet their feet and yeah, how can I put it? Find a love for the game. And if you are basically, if you're starting out with the game, you don't really care about combinators. You have the cards and you want to play the cards. And if you have no chance of getting anywhere because really well-funded people have a complete combinator team that you have no chance against, I think OOTP is going in the completely different, completely wrong direction in this way by repelling the guys who are not fans yet, but are the fans of tomorrow. That's what I'm seeing with what is going on in Iron right now. I think it's a really wrong direction, but I have no. Again, I like the idea of the combinator. I think it's just been implemented in a way that it feels like it has been implemented by someone who doesn't play the game in the way that the normal guys play.
Yeah, I mean, my opinion is, as D King says, there's definitely pros and cons to it.
Yeah.
I think, as you said, the idea is a really good idea. If you're new to OOTP, you have to consider a few things. And again, we don't work for OOTP. We're affiliates, but we're not employees of OOTP. They have a small team, 10 people or less, that has built this game and provides us with hours and hours of entertainment that they do. They are not an EA. They are not a Blizzard that has time and money to invest and hours to make it perfect. And I do have to say that OOTP has been really, really good at getting community feedback and trying to address situations each year. They introduce something, and if there's flaws, the community speaks out and they address it. We've seen that with PTCS construction at times. We've seen that with adding tournaments. We've seen that time and time again, that they want to take the feedback and improve on it. They're not one of these companies that just says, forget you guys, we're doing what we want to do. And you have to give them props for that. Now, this is something new. There's going to be warts. There's going to be flaws. I'm hoping that community feedback will go and make it what we all want it to be in terms of the combinator. So we'll leave it at that. Let's talk about what we do have. It's a fact of life though. Now it's in the game.
Yeah, it definitely it's in the game. And just let me say one thing about that. I don't want to. This is all negative what I said there. My problem really right now is I don't want to be negative about that. I want to and I want to be. I want to give my opinion, my advice, how I think it would work. The thing is, I don't have one. That is we have to live with it for 25. The combinators are in the game. If they are in the game in 26, we don't know. But it is how it is right now. We have to deal with it right now. They're not going to take the combinators out. That would be, of course, they're not. And so we have to deal with it what it is right now. And the game is still fun for me. So it's not like, no, I'm not going to play this game again or whatever. The thing is, I would like to have a constructive criticism. But right now, I don't see a way out of this to make it work. That is my problem there. That is all.
And D Block, you hit it on the nose when you said having fun. And I've said this on my channel many times. I'm not in this to win Perfect League. Would I like to? Absolutely. Who doesn't want to win Perfect League? But that's not my ultimate goal, because again, I admit I don't have the resources. I probably never will have the resources. I would need a lot of luck to win a Perfect League title. I want to find a way to really enjoy this game, given the set of guidelines and cards that we have. And That includes combinators. It's good. Like I said, it's a fact of life now. They're in the game. I'm finding a way to enjoy combinators, not to be at that ultra competitive level, but to find a little niche like the lower levels and be more competitive with these combinators at the lower levels, which is still tough. You still need resources, but it can still be done given the rules that we have. If you know what I mean, D Block, right?
I know what you mean, but I think right now Iron is not a place where you can go as a new player.
Yeah. Okay.
Bronze will be probably later. Also, so my thing is usually I would say as a new player start with bronze, start with iron. Right now I would say start with bronze and start with silver, and not with iron.
Okay.
That would be my thing to have fun.
All right, let's talk about what combinators are, because there might be people in chat. You know, it's funny. I was on the Discord the other day, and there were two different people that asked questions that to us are second nature, and they're like, "How do they not know this?" But there are still new people out there that don't have a really good understanding of every little key parts of the game, and one of those might be combinators. So let's talk about what a combinator is. We're going to talk about how you can kind of get started with them, what they are, when you should use them, some of the pros and cons. So a combinator, when you open your packs and you get this beautiful red background, I love that color.
Yeah,
that's a combinator card. And you know, the perfects and the golds and the diamonds and all that, but that red one is that special card. And when you go into a tournament and you look at other teams' rosters, you can tell which cards are combinators by the little star. And the color of the star will determine the level that that combinator is at. So when you open one up, you're automatically at that red star. You automatically get a boost to that card above the regular version. Every historical has a combinator version except for mission cards, and there might be one other category. I'm sure if they come out with tournament batch cards, they probably won't have combinators too. So you can go from level 1, which you automatically get when you open the card, all the way up to a level 5, red star to blue star. So you can see this screenshot here has 1, 2, 3, 4 combinators. They've got 3 yellow, 1 orange. So they've got a level 2 and a level 3 on their team. Here's a guy in a tournament I pulled from an iron tournament yesterday. He's got the Steve Yeager, and it's boosted up to level 5 because you can see here that he's got pretty much the full combinator boost that you can get, including defense. That's quite a difference from the regular Steve Yeager. But D Block, does this mean that if you have a combinator boosted to level 5, it's the best card at that position in iron?
Not in general. I mean, Steve Yeager is a pretty good card anyhow. If it's boosted, or if even the non-combinator, Steve Yeager is a pretty good card. So it is definitely a very, very good card.
Yes. So again, you pull the card, you have a combinator. You can't quick sell combinators. You can only sell them for minimum price. And just like anything, certain combinator cards are better than other combinator cards. Just because you have a combinator doesn't mean it's gonna you replace your regular card from some other player. Absolutely not.
No.
And in fact, I want to show you something. D Block and I, if you've been watching the last few weeks, we threw together an Iron Quick team just with the resources that we had. So here is our Iron Quick team that we currently have. Our pitchers on the left, our hitters on the right. Now there's some good cards, but D Block, these aren't the best cards that good Iron players would play as regular cards, are they? Not all of them.
Not all of them. There are some very good cards in there, like the Sherry Smith, the Bob Bruce, the Tip O'Neill is in there. So that's it. There's some very good cards in there.
Right. And to field the team we have here, just estimate how many perfect points do you think it would take for a new player to have the exact same players we have here? A couple thousand?
Less.
Yeah. You might pay up a little for Tip O'Neill, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit there. I
Yeah.
don't have the real number for Tip O'Neill there, but I think you could get probably 500 perfect points. 5 to
And
600.
Burdette, we're going to go through that a little bit later. Hang tight. We're going to cover everything to do with combinators in just a bit. But maximum 2,000 points, right?
Yeah, maximum.
Easy to do. So this was our roster that we've had for a couple weeks. And I went to one of my tournaments that we played yesterday, D Block, one of the quicks. And this team had this as their pitchers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 combinators, all level 1 or 2. And this was their hitters. Now, ignore the stars for a sec. If you were to ignore the stars, give me a few of the cards there that are good on their own.
The Bob Bruce, I like that. I like the Headkey. I like the Ricky Bones. All of the pitchers are good pitchers. For the starting pitchers, they're all good starting pitchers. Maybe not the best, not the meta there, but they're definitely worth starting if you have them. And if you don't have anything else, they're not going to hurt you. I like the Rizzo, for example. Nobody would think of Anthony Rizzo as a pitcher, but I like that card a lot. I like the Campbell. Yeah, they are. Most of those pitchers are. It doesn't matter if they're combinator or not. They are very good pitchers.
Right. So you see this manager, and then the hitters on the right. Got the Curry Foley. It's got the Woody Held, the Bob Musial. On its own, without combinators, this is a formidable team that you would come up across in Iron. Well, they were in the same tournament as us, and they did not get past the quarterfinals. We made it to the finals, and we lost in game 5.
Mm-hmm.
So all I'm saying, my main point with this is you can still win the odd tournament without having all these combinator cards. Now, in the long run, they're going to win more than they lose in the long run. It's just a fact of life. They got the good cards and some of the good combinator cards. Mm-hmm. But it's not impossible with a basic team like we have here to come second place in a quick tournament.
Mm. And that is, of course, I'm sorry.
I looked at all the teams, and that one team, this team here, was the only team that had more than one combinator, and they lost in the quarterfinals.
That is by all my criticism with Iron there. Iron is, of course, that is the tier where the range of outcome is the widest. If you go to Perfect or for Diamond, you basically have a very narrow range of outcomes there, which are around their average of what this card is doing. They're not going to be extremely high on the one hand, but they're not going to be extremely low on the other hand. With Iron, you have sometimes a tournament, especially those quick tournaments, you have a tournament where a card with 40 BABIP is hitting 400 suddenly. That's what it's basically. It's on the one hand frustrating, and on the other hand also a lot of fun with Iron, that the range of outcome is so big that if I would really do something there, like in a type of model or so, I wouldn't go with average. I would go with Meridian there, because that would be much closer to the actual outcome than the average would be. So it's all my criticism with that you don't have a chance against those cards. Kind of like, because of this wide range of outcome, that helps you there on the one hand, but on the if you compare like 20 tournaments they're compared, of course they will do much better still, but. Yeah. We all know that from Perfect Team, from the league tournament, from the league playoffs, you have a 120 win team that loses in the divisional series against an 85 win team, and maybe you get swept there. So in a short series, especially in a best of 3 series here, or best of 5 series, anything is possible.
Yeah, and again, I'm not rose-colored glasses. I understand that the team that has all these combinators in the long run are going to win. They're going to win their fair share of packs over
Yeah.
teams that don't have them. My point is, for new players out there, don't be intimidated. Still set up a basic iron team and spam them, because you are going to get your fair share of second place, first places along the way. Because if we can do it with a team worth 2,000 perfect points, you guys can do it now at this stage of the game. But as time goes on, as D Block mentioned, it's going to be tougher and tougher to do it without the combinators, because in this tournament, one team had combinators. That one team can get beat out randomly. But once you start having 4, 5, 7, 9 teams with a bunch of combinators, you're not going to have as many second and first place finishes. The odds are against you.
You can win a series, but winning like 3 series in a row against combinator teams, that is very unlikely.
Right. But you can still get in with a basic team now, but you don't want to wait too much longer as a new player. So don't be afraid. Iron, bronze, get a basic quick tournament team in and get a few packs. So a few things. Combinators do not guarantee wins. No. I mean, it's not a guarantee. As we mentioned, a good regular card is still much better than a poor combinator card. Combinators, just like any card, there's good ones and bad ones.
Yeah.
Now's the time, in my opinion, and I think in D Block opinion too, shaky waters ahead, but now's the time I think you want to invest in some combinators if you can with your resources. Because in my opinion, it's going to be tougher as we go through, especially as more of these historical cards are added to missions. Those cards are going to go up in price, many of them, and it's going to be tougher to build the combinator card for what you can do with it now.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that, D Block?
Totally. Now, now is really the time to do it. And it's kind of like, if you're one thing you have to think about it is, if you are having, first of all, the good regular card always beats the poor combinator card. Only take combinators from already good regular cards. That is the first thing you really have to think about.
Yes.
If the original is not a good card, the combinator will not be so good. The boost you will get will not bring a card to a good level, or at least not for the resources you need, the perfect points you need. Not bring them to a level where you would say, no, this is suddenly a super card. You will only get super combinators from already good cards. So always think about that. And
that's a great point.
And the next thing really is, they are in the game. If you want to play Iron, you have to deal with that. And Iron is still the if you want to play with combinators, then Iron is the way to go, because that is really still the cheapest way to go. Already with bronze, already combinators cost just a normal the minimums buy is 10,000. So that is already quite a lot of change there. With Iron, you can get a good combinator for 6,000-7,000, and then boost that. And of course the points you need for boosting in Iron is the least points you need. So if you want to get started with combinators, even though what I said, Iron is the thing, and that was my thinking all the way with that. Why I was fearing that Iron basically is going to be combinator dominated in the long run.
Right. So once again, if you're asking, well, which combinator should I use? Which should I maybe invest in? Look at your tournament team. Look at your better players that other teams are using and you're using. Those are the combinator cards you want to use, and you don't even have to boost it up. If you pulled a Bob Forrest combinator, he already has a boost just by you opening him up.
Yeah.
Put him in your lineup, because it doesn't automatically replace the old Bob Forrest. You have to actually manually insert him into your lineup. So those are the combinators you want to shoot. Just don't buy any combinator. Don't say, oh, that's a great deal. It's Joe so-and-so, 5,000 points. I'm going to get it. No. You want to get combinators slowly, probably for the players you're currently using on your roster. Like this guy did here. He's got the Combinator Bruce. He's got the Combinator Posada. He's got the Combinator Karkovice. Like he's got some of the cards he probably normally used, and he's got the combinators for him. Also, when you boost a card, we're going to show you an example of this later. You got to be really careful because the combinator process is not 100% foolproof yet, because sometimes you can get rid of cards that you're using in other tournaments. So you got to be really, really careful with that. And I think it's time to go on to some examples. So let's go back to the game and show these people kind of how they should approach combinators a bit better. All right. So first thing is, if you own a combinator, you can go to the card combinator in the main menu, and it will show you in this pull down menu any combinators that you currently own. I'll show you mine in a sec. If you want to buy a combinator, you go to the market, combinator card shop, and make sure it's on historical. Click the ones that only have sell orders. And because we're only going, iron or bronze, let's give it a range of 40 to 69. There are a lot of combinators out there on the card shop for sale. And at minimum price, 10,001 is the minimum price for a bronze, and the minimum price for an iron is 5,001. So these people just want to get rid of them at the lowest price possible. If you have some perfect points, I suggest one of two things. You invest in live spec at a good price for some of these cards and hope they go up. And two, you start thinking about looking for some of the better combinators and start boosting some of those up. Now, what is a good combinator? As we mentioned, it's a card that you're currently using in a tournament. So I'm going to show you mine. Go to my combinator. I showed you last week. I've got this guy, right? And I've turned off the Helm biscuits for him, but let's give him a little bit of love.
There it is, World Egg with the WTF.
Yeah, there we go. Part one of the hat trick is done. All right, Kitty Poop.
And
Ezra
with the no.
Do we have a character count on Twitch here? I don't know. How many is that? I know, but hey, anytime he comes up in a game. All right. So I bought the Kitty Combinator because I like this card. And you know what? He's not the best first baseman in bronze. He's not. I admit that. But he's really good, and his results, as I've shown you time and time again in the 5L, the 6L, have been really good. He's often one of the MVPs for people that have him on their team. Not the best card. So I said, I want to go out and get a Kitty Poo Poo. I want to get a Kitty Barnesfield. And I paid $15,000, which is $5,000 over the minimum. Mm-hmm. And now to boost him up to that next level, you have to find teammates of him, like Tommy Leach. You have to find legend cards like Jack Farrell. You have to find players from the same decade, like Jimmy Sebring. And you can even find something that's the same card. You can even use the regular Kitty cards to boost them. And of course, the better the relationship with the card, the player, the more points it's going to be worth for your boost. So Tommy Leach, each Tommy Leach I own is worth 300 points, all the way down to 4 points for a Jake Stahl, who played in the same decade. Now, when you boost, each time you boost, it costs more points. You want to make sure that you only show your duplicates and hide your combinators. you don't want to accidentally get rid of a combinator, especially if you're using it. So you do that, hide combinators, hide or show duplicates. And now when you go select all, at the bottom it says, hey, using just your duplicates, you have a 100% success rate of boosting Kitty to the next level. And I like 100%. I like guaranteed. Now, what I would do if I'm at 100%, now I'm going to be really careful. I'm going to go through and I'm going to say, well, I use Jake Stahl on my bronze tournament team. I don't want to accidentally sell the wrong Jake Stahl. So I'm going to take those all off. I'm still at 100%. I go through and I go, oh, I can sell the kitties because this is my main kitty now. I don't have to worry about selling the regular kitties. I don't use Buster Brown or Ad Brennan or any of these other ones. They're not on any tournament teams. So I'm good to go, but I'm still at 100. So I don't want to burn all these cards. So I'm going to start taking off some of my gold. I'm going to take off one leech, still at 100. I'm going to take off a second leech. Now I'm at 97. I don't like 97, except Connor McDavid. I want 100. So I'm going to take off my diamond. 99. Take off a silver. Still 100. Take off another silver. Still at 100. I'm going to keep taking off until I get to, 98, 97%. Now I look at it and go, I've saved the gold. I've saved 3 silvers. I've saved all my Jake Stahl. Double check everything. We're good. Now I'm going to attempt my boost at 99%. Let's hope we don't have to break anything here. And there we go. We have boosted my favorite card at the lower levels, Kitty Bransfield. All right, let's do it. Where's the applause? Where's the cheer? I'm not going to play Kitty. I'm not going to play. No. We got to keep them sane.
All right. Yes.
So now I have a level 3 Kitty, and you saw the cards I used. Yes, there were a few gold. There was 1 diamond, I think, a few silver, but most of them were bronze, and that's to get to level 3. It's even cheaper to get to level 2 or level 1 or whatever it is. So I'm going to go back, go to my card. Oop. And now you see Kitty is the level 3. Here's the cards I didn't use. Select them all. I'd be at 1.58%. If I took off my duplicates and selected all, I'd be at 3.89%. So now it's going to take me a while to build up to boost them to that next level. I have chosen a couple other cards to invest in. I bought a Mike Andrews combinator for bare minimum, 10,000 points. I like this as a second baseman. He is not maybe the best second baseman. There are really good second basemen out there. But if I can boost him up, I think he can be one of the better second basemen. And again, show only my duplicates, select all. I'm at 45%. I'm not willing to risk these cards at 45%. If you are, great. The other one that I think is a really good investment, I bought for 18,000 perfect points, is Nathan Eovaldi. I think he is, if not the best pitcher in the game right now in bronze, one of the best. So I got him for a heck of a deal at 18,000 because now there are buy orders at 25,000 for him. I go and I select my duplicates, 100%. So I would go through that same process, go through one by one, take off any cards you're using in tournaments right now, and uncheck them, uncheck a few of the gold. You can see I'm still at 100, still at 100. And there. And the great thing about some of these good combinators is they have live versions of the card, which count for a pretty good chunk of points. So Nathan Eovaldi, I can get his live card for almost quick sell price, and that helps boost him up because it's the same player. So 96%, I'd be comfortable boosting him. I'm not, because I want to go through later on all my bronzes, but I'm confident I can get him to level 1. So again, I've selected cards that I'm using on my current team. I'm looking for the combinator at a good price, and I'm focusing on boosting them up over time. Now, will they be passed with new cards coming out? Yeah. But for now, it's how I have fun with combinators. How about you, D-Block? Do you have any?
I do. I have some. Actually, I do have a very good diamond combinator.
Oh, let's show your screen here.
Okay, let me just a second. My screen. Let's go. There we go.
And again, yes, I'm only using my dupes. The other thing you can do too is you can use combinators you pull that you don't plan on using. You can use them to boost up your other combinators, and they're worth quite a bit because of that high level.
Actually, I would do that because the bad combinators you will never be able to sell. Since you can quick sell them, that is the use of the bad combinators, is use them for boosting. So this is this Phil Reagan here. I only boosted it right now to from level 0 to level 1, but yeah, he's a very good card, and I will boost him more, but now I don't have the finances for that. And he actually is, I think he's worth it. He will, if I boost him to full, he will stay in my bullpen for a long, long time, I think. And the same thing with Eovaldi. Maybe he will, the fully boosted Eovaldi will drop out of the starting lineup, but he will still be in the bullpen for a long, long time, I think. Yeah. So those cards are worth boosting in the way of the longevity. So the points that you invest in those cards will not be in vain. There are other cards that where I would say, yeah, I think boosting them is not worth it. They will be right now pretty good, but they will drop out of the meta quite quickly, and then you probably won't use it. But a card like this Reagan card, I think I don't see it dropping out of the my bullpen for until summer, June, July, something like that. So points I invest in this card are basically like getting a new card.
Yeah.
So
one way of using your perfect points, rather than buying packs or buying certain cards, if your packs only team, it's a little bit tougher to boost because you got to open them in packs. I get that. I understand it. But if you have a regular team as well, consider using your perfect points to boost combinators now while it's cheaper, because it's only going to get more expensive to boost them once these cards are put into missions. You're not going to get them for the same price, a lot of them. Other combinators, do you have any others kind of in the wings there?
I have the Colin Mays. That is a pretty good gold pitcher. Let's take a look at him.
And is that's one you pulled in a pack?
I pulled him. Yeah. I didn't buy him. Carl Mays. There you go. So that's a pretty good iron pitcher. I did use actually his normal card, especially for the was it 1922, 1925 gold tournament. I did use him anyhow. So and then I pulled the combinator. So that is the best case scenario, basically, that you have a card that you're already using, and then you pull the combinator of that, then you definitely know that you're going to use this card. And I will probably boost this card too. This is how it looked fully boosted, and I think with those 150 control and 101 home run against, and basically 100 PBABIP, that's a pretty good card. And even the stuff getting up to 45 makes him much more usable in even in more modern environments there. But with that 150 control, 100 home run against in gold, yeah, I'd take that. He will stay in gold probably for me quite long. And then of course I do have that certain first baseman.
Who?
Who?
Oh, who is that?
And I actually got him for the minimum.
For minimum price, so 10,001
Yeah.
perfect points. You got the kitty.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Holy smokes. Boiled egg, too late. You're not allowed to do that. I've locked you in. And by the way, since Boiled Egg is here, Boiled Egg created my animated icon in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Wonderful job there, Boiled Egg. You got the winking dog and the coffee steam coming off of it. Man, you are the best. Thank you so much for that. It's unfortunate you unsubscribed because you probably can't hear me now. Okay. Well, if someone knows Boiled Egg, please reach out to him and let him know I thanked him for the icon. So
I'm using Kitty now actually at first base versus left.
And did you have enough points to boost him?
Nah, I don't.
Not yet.
Hello,
Okay.
Look at that one here.
Yeah. Cool. So let me show you what it looks like in action. Here is one of the double elimination bronze I'm in right now, and still going right here. And I showed you the three combinators. Again, the Eovaldi hasn't been boosted yet, but you still get that little bit of a boost when you have the regular combinator. So that is, he's already a good card, and now he's even a little bit better. And my two hitters, Mike Andrews, who is at a level 2. He's got a little bit more of a boost. Again, makes him really good against the lefties, especially. And then the one, the only, Kitty Bransfield, has become even better. And in this tournament, you can see he's doing pretty good so far in this tournament. So I'll take that little bit of an edge. And so now he's at the green one. He still can go to the blue and then the darker blue right there. So this is what a peak Kitty would look like. Yeah, the eye is crappy. I admit it. But he just seems to perform for me. And if there ever is a PTCS where maybe eye isn't as important at the bronze level, hey, I get to use Kitty. So I will have the edge there because I'm not a lot of people are probably boosting Kitty. Me and D Block. That might be it with the Kitty boost there.
Well, and I said last week, I did say that I'm trying to out some go more the Babbitt way than the I way, mainly because you saw with that card 150 control. I mean, if it doesn't do anything if we're all using extreme high control pitchers. So I think the power creep will go towards that. I will be probably not that important, mainly because the control won't go down. It is going to go even more up. So I think this is going to be the year of the Babbitt and not the I.
The year of the Babbitt.
The Babbitt, yeah. Just in the further power creep. But that is speculation.
Yeah. So chat, any other questions there about combinators? Again, we just want to show you the basics for those of you to get your feet wet with the combinators. We got another giveaway going on here. Exclamation enter, exclamation ticket. Some of you caught on to that as it was posted in chat. One more time. Get combinators only if they're the ones you're currently using on your regular team that are playing well for you. Search those ones out. Any ones you pull in packs, you can try to sell them if you don't plan on using them, but your best bet is to hang on to them and use them as food to feed the combinators that you do want to build up, because they do give you a big boost. So yes, you are burning them. You are getting rid of them for nothing, but you're not going to sell them anyway because no one's going to want to buy the bad combinators. Unless they're willing to pay 10,000 for that boost of another combinator that they have, which some people might be willing to do, especially if they're like teammates or something like that. They might be willing to do that because it's worth even more then. Take your time in boosting, double check you're not burning any players, make sure it's only your duplicates. And even then, there's no guarantee you might burn a player on a roster team, and just have fun with it. Pick players that you enjoy and boost a couple of them, because it's going to get tougher as time goes on. And we don't know how PTCSs are going to work out. That's the scary part, D-Block, because the first one was all live players. No possibility of using a combinator. The next one, I mean, they could easily say no combinators allowed, but then you tick off all these people that boosted theirs in preparation of PTCS. And if they allow the combinators, you tick off all the people that don't have combinators because they're going to get overwhelmed by them. It's a no-win situation for whichever direction they go in PTCS.
Well, but that's a situation they brought themselves then. So
yeah,
I'm sorry about that.
Absolutely, it's something that they're going to have to deal with at that time. Yeah. And whether it's combinator-free PTCSs,
we won't have that. I doubt that.
Yeah, I doubt that too. I think it's going to be in. Did we see any combinators? Did you watch the World Series? Were there any combinators in there?
Yeah, there were.
There were? Okay. So we're going to see it in league play more and more too. So get in now before the prices go up with the cards that are good. Invest perfect points into the food you need to build it up, and just keep entering those lower level tournaments, you beginners. Iron, bronze, silver, one of those three. And then just have fun. Just do your best. Do your best with the situation that you're in. All right. I think that's it for combinators. I think. Let me see if there's any questions.
Unfortunately not, but yeah.
Yeah. Laszlo saying your combinator suggestion is don't get into a bidding war. Yep. Yeah. I like with the Eovaldi, I put in a bid of 18,000 and I said, that's all I'm willing to pay. If I don't get it, I don't get it. And I woke up one day and it was in my account for 18,000. And I think that's a heck of a deal for the current, one of the best bronze pitchers, who's easy because he's a more recent player. So there's a lot of teammates. There's a lot of possibilities. There's his live card. So I think I can get him up to level 3 at least fairly quickly here, which
with that bidding war, it's not only limited to the combinators. I mean, it's really normally it's not really worth doing the bidding war with on a certain card. Maybe sometimes it's kind of like fun to drive the price up a little bit for someone, but really, if you want this card and somebody is there and is always putting like 5 perfect points more than you in there, like 15 minutes after you put your bid in there, just let them have that card and you just buy the next one cheaper. Very simple. I mean, if you're not gunning for perfect league, for being in perfect league and want to win this, what's the problem waiting for one more week there about that? So I don't think
the very good
bidding wars are not worth it, in my opinion.
Very good point. That's why I say on the slide here, check twice, double check. Try not to use any players, whether they're duplicates or not duplicates, on any tournament team, just to be safe. And if you're not at a percentage you're comfortable with, just wait until you get a few more cards. There are flaws. There are bugs. And some people have lost some good cards because of the bugs in the game. Just be careful. Be diligent. Take your time. So thank you, iDub, for pointing that out. Let him have it at the level 10, doesn't get pegged at that crazy high price. Yeah. So there you go. There is our quick little tutorial on combinators. I'm doing my best to play within the rules that they've set out. I've got to start getting some combinators. I love bronze and I don't want to get overwhelmed in bronze by not having any. So I've got Kitty, Mike Andrews, Nathan Eovaldi, And probably one or two more I'll probably look for. I think it's Jeff Blauser, I think would be another good one to combinate at shortstop. So, but yeah, you gotta pick and choose in this game. Okay. Thank you to AJ Nex for the follow. Also, thank you for Zigamore. Ziggy, thank you for the primer, or not just a primer. It was a tier 1 subscription. Thank you, Zig. And D Block, we've got a special request by Mr. Devil Dog. Apparently, it's Jordan Romano's 31st birthday today, and he has used his Hound Biscuits to wish him a happy birthday. So, can you start it in German?
Start what?
Happy birthday. Singing it. How do you sing it in German?
Well, most people sing it actually in the English version, but
Oh, do they?
Zum Geburtstag viel Glück. Zum Geburtstag viel Glück. Zum Geburtstag, Mr. Devil Dog. Zum Geburtstag viel Glück.
All right. There you go. I bet you, Mr. Devil Dog, you never had happy birthday sung to you in a different language. So I know it goes out to Ricky Romano, who turned 31, but Mr. Devil Dog, you're the one that requested it.
That's why you wanted me on the show today, because you didn't want to sing, right? All right.
You didn't see the fine print of the contract? What contract? Right. Okay. Next up, we won't take too long on this because there weren't many cards, but one thing we like to do is look at the more recent iron and bronze cards that were released. On Twipped on Thursday, the NEL set came out. There were 4 iron, 4 bronze. Just to kind of review, this is kind of the profile we like, the shape we like for pitchers, with control, home run suppression, pitcher BABIP, all more important than stuff. More important, but not exclusively, you can't have any stuff. And this is the modern shape. As you go back in time, maybe you switch home run suppression and BABIP, or at least equal them out a little bit more. And in the 5L, we talked about last week that these pitchers had a lot of success in the 5L with the low stuff. Ignore movement. That's why it's crossed off. Don't even consider movement. Don't get distracted by movement. Look at all those other ones. For hitters, we like eye and power, BABIP, and then at the lower end, gap power, and then last, avoid K as kind of the ones more important to us in the modern era. As D Block said, he thinks BABIP over time is going to become more and more important. If it's not there yet, it may be there soon. So really, these top 3 D Block almost interchangeable now, aren't they?
Yeah, but I would actually go back for the pitching a little bit more. I would definitely put another arrow between home run suppression and PBABIP. PBABIP really gets less and less important for me, and stuff is getting more and more important.
Okay,
for me.
Let's do that. Let's do that while we can. Here we go.
Just like AW just said that too. Stuff is. I wouldn't put stuff over PBABIP, but maybe take one by stuff away, and then I think that's probably more accurate right now.
Okay. Good. Changes on the fly. So that's what we like for our shape for our pitchers. And this is what we like for our batters. Maybe 1 arrow for BABIP or 2 still?
One. Yeah, maybe 1 arrow.
Yeah. Let's go back and maybe put 1 home run suppression and BABIP. Maybe 2. Would you say 2 here, maybe?
2. Yeah, 2.
Yeah. Kind of what I'm thinking too. All right. Keep that for future use. Okay. First guy, Herb Smith, 43. Again, I've crossed off movement. Don't want you to get distracted by the color of that bar there. And this was the first lower level pitcher that was introduced. Again, we can go through it pretty quickly. Is this a guy in any situation you could see using him?
I mean, the 43 maybe makes him nice for a cap situation. but strictly in the bullpen, basically. If you could get a combinator from this card, that you could boost for 43, get the control a little bit higher there in the 60s, maybe. Well, maybe not exactly in 6, but like 50, 58, something like that, maybe. Then this card would be a pretty good bullpen card, actually.
And iDub saying, would you put another for the hitters, another arrow between BABIP and gap power? I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Yeah, I like gap power a lot. I'm a big fan of gap power. I
Yeah,
think it's very underrated.
yeah. But would you put another arrow between BABIP and gap power?
No.
No, you kind of keep it just a little bit better. Okay. All right. So again, this would be a low iron. If you play in low iron tournaments, cap tournaments, a card to consider. Modern environment, he's got that home run suppression. You obviously want more control, but then he's not a low iron anymore. In terms of comparables, though, when we look at low irons as 48 Ben Cantwell, what I consider a fairly good low iron card, more so pre 1990 again. But he's got the BABIP, got control, and starting pitcher. So that's kind of a comparable. I didn't look too hard, but he's kind of a low iron there, Ben Cantwell. Paul Carter, 59. So the maximum you can get in an iron card. And very similar again to kind of that Cantwell shape with a little bit more stuff. Got the pitcher BABIP, a little bit lower than Cantwell. Home run suppression, a little bit lower. So it's a higher iron, but this guy's got bigger bars in many areas except for stuff. Card, you want to use an iron, in your opinion?
Depending on the era again. If we go in the 70s and later, or earlier, not later, but earlier, I'd like him better. And I think he could be a good combinator. If you get this card as a combinator, you get the home run suppression higher, and then then we're talking. We get the home run suppression around 70. Then we're talking with that stuff. Yeah, but the card right now, I think there are just better cards out there. I wouldn't play this card right now.
Yeah, and he's going to get destroyed by lefties. Just not good enough there. So yeah, I'm not playing this card because if we look at, cards that we are seeing a lot of in iron for pitchers, Bob Forsch, much better, even though he's got the low stuff. That's our least priority right now. We look at Ricky Bones. Come on, look at 57 Ricky Bones compared to this card here.
Yeah.
You're
and
not
Ricky Bones
playing
is
him.
not really. Ricky Bones kind of like just fell out of the meta there, basically. Probably number 6, number 7 right now.
Yeah. And again, Sandy Vance is another card that a lot of people are using that I would play above that one. So again, I'm willing to sacrifice some of that stuff. Will it be that way the entire cycle? Probably not. It's going to change.
Yeah.
We're talking right here and now. Yeah. And then we got 2 bronze. We got Columbus Vance. We can see him here, 67. Again, weakness in the home run suppression. And we've got the Diamond Pipkins. 2 bronze. Pipkins is, 65. I know your opinion. It's probably the same as mine. But what do you think of these 2 bronze pitchers? Do they fit into your regular quick lineup in modern?
First of all, the Diamond Pipkins is probably right now the best pitcher out there in bronze.
I still like Eovaldi. I still have Eovaldi.
Yeah, he's my number 2 pitcher right now, the Eovaldi. And yes, he is splitty with a P Bennett. So I don't really care about that. He's with home run suppression, that's 6 difference. And in Diamond or in Perfect League, those 6 that's what you call splitty there. Here in bronze, that is basically within the margin of error. Those 6 difference and the 4 different with control. That's not what I call splitty. He's splitty with the PBABIP, yes, but as we just mentioned earlier, I don't really care much about the PBABIP anymore. he's still in the 60s. He's still not in the 40s or whatever with the PBAB, and that's high enough for me. And yeah, I like this card a lot. I think right now he's probably the best card right now and best pitcher in bronze, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think like I said, I think he's top 5, top 6, top 7. You got to have him on your roster somewhere. And again, if you get the combinator of this card, well, I mean, that's a card. If you can combinate, he's going to be a pretty powerful card. He would be number 1 if you can fully combinate him. Columbus Vance, not as for modern era, not as hyped up for him.
He's
Can
doing
he still
very
play?
well for me.
Yeah.
He
has
is doing
pitched well for
very,
you?
very well for me
Bullpen or starter?
as starter.
Yeah.
So
I've
far,
got him
every
as my
tournament, he's basically kind of like what the Dane Dunning was at the beginning. He doesn't have really big outliers. And surprisingly, with that 64 home run against, that's working. In quick tournaments even. And I don't think I have had a tournament where he was in the 6 ERA something. So he is, if he's high, he's like in the high 4.x ERAs. So he's working for me. So, and as long as he's working, I'm playing him. I'm not using him though as a hitter.
Yeah. I've got him. I kind of swap him out as my number 5 guy, bullpen 5 guy, bullpen. I'm not as high on him just because of that home run suppression in the modern era for quicks. But again, you got to test him out. You got to play him to see how he does. I'm much higher on Pipkins as the better pitcher. And like I said, if I can ever get a combinator of this card, I'm going for it because I think he can last, for a while, even if you have to move him to the bullpen eventually. Plus, he's a lefty as well.
Yeah.
So when we look at comparables lefties, we've got the Johnny Schmitz. I really like the Johnny Schmitz.
Yeah, I like
he's
the card
in
too. Yeah.
he's in my top 5. That stuff eventually is going to catch up to him, I think. But he's a top 5 guy for me. So here we have 96 home run suppression versus 116. Plus, you're getting better pitcher BABIP, and you're getting less control.
Yeah, with 20 less control, and that's why he's definitely behind for me.
Yeah. So there's kind of a comparable lefty. If you favor the control, absolutely Pipkins is higher. If you favor more home run suppression and BABIP, then you go with Johnny Smith, or you use both. I use both right now.
Yeah, I have both in my starting rotation. Yes.
Another lefty is Mark Thurmond that you can kind of compare it with. Thurmond's definitely dropped out of my top 5, but I think at one time he was a top 5 pitcher. If pitcher BABIP home run suppression were flipped, I think he'd still be in my top 5 as a starter in modern. But again, comparable. He's basically Johnny Schmitz, but pitcher BABIP and home run suppression is flipped.
Yeah, flipped. Yeah.
And then Bill Lee. I still like Bill Lee. Bill Lee is one of my favorite pitchers right now because I do like that control. Yes, a little weaker in the other areas, but he's still pitching well for me on my team. So as long as he's pitching well, he gets to stay there. Okay.
The control is really speaking for Lee here. The almost 120 control.
Yeah.
That is really big time. Yeah.
And a ground ball pitcher, if that's something you consider, got to have that good defense with the low stuff guys. Again, I don't know. I'm not an expert. Absolutely. But with low stuff guys, I think you want to prioritize your infield defense because there's probably going to be a few balls in play and you need your defense to be able to.
Depending if it's a ground ball or a fly ball.
Right. That's what I mean. If you have ground ball pitchers like Bill Lee, you want to have good defense. Okay. 4 hitters to look at. Marion Cunningham, not a lot of time. I don't have time for Marion Cunningham.
No
again, maybe if you want him as a free card on your cap team, but
they're
even then,
ones.
Yeah,
I
don't want him.
First base,
because
I know you can play the what's his name? Fernandez, third baseman is third baseman and first baseman. You can back up those, and he's a 40 card, and he's way better.
Yeah. And again, looking at our ranking of how we value the different categories, he's strongest in the ones we value the least. So just another card we're curious about. Chris Carter is one guy I see a lot as a first baseman in Iron. Got the gap power, the power, the eye. And again, if you look at our ranking up here, eye, power, BABIP, gap power. So Babe is another one that a lot of people use at first base. And again, in Iron Quicks, gap power, power,
that's
eye.
the card I was saying. Juan Francisco.
Which
I
one?
have it on my screen here right now as a 40. He's a third baseman, first baseman, and there's no comparable. No comparison with that.
Oh yeah,
He's
that's
definitely
a 40. Holy
40,
smokes!
yeah.
Oh,
and like I said, you can put him at first and third as a backup for your cap tournaments and be done with it basically.
now that's a combinator cap players are looking for.
Oh man, that's a combinator you want. Yeah.
If you're a cap player and you pull this card here, oh, you're celebrating because you can only make it better as a combinator. Woo. All right. Mr. Lopez, again, he doesn't have any use for me with the build that he has. Yeah, I like, there might be a case for defensively if you want him as a defensive sub, but even then, when we're looking at Brett Phillips, you're not going to replace Brett Phillips with this card here. At least I'm not.
Can you show your card?
Oh,
your screen there.
Oh, sorry. There's Kando. And there's Brett Phillips.
Well, with Brett, like Spore said, he'd stay Iron. I rated him by hand, but not 40. Yeah. It's a life card. You never know where he's going, but Brett is probably going to stay Iron there. Yeah, but you never know that. But still, there are others you can play who have also historic cards have good defense there. I don't think that Kendo is playing anywhere on your team. Power is okay with the 77, but he doesn't have eye or BABIP. You need to have at least one of those.
Yeah. Okay. Another one I like in the center field or the outfield position that if you want a low iron kind of card, we talked about him before, Tom McCreary. Again,
also very good card,
yeah. BABIP, gap power, plays all three positions. So when you compare him to this card here,
no,
not even close.
Not even close, yeah.
And Jake Stephens. This one made me think a little bit on this one.
It did.
It
there's
did.
not much to think about. He is. Look at that defense at shortstop. 100 range. Turnover play is over 80. There's not much to think about. He is BABIP eye. Okay, he does not have power, but he's a shortstop. I don't care really about that. With that defense, play him at shortstop or second base. You have you have Jerko and probably Paul DeJong there right now. I think he eviscerates Paul DeJong there.
You think so? See,
yes.
I still, I mean, maybe as a platoon, but I mean,
DeJong has that very strange hitting shape that you have the power on the one side and the eye on the other side.
Yeah.
So but look at that range. It has 11 more infield range. Come on. The turn-double play is a little bit higher, but give me that 100 range every day.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, it made me think because I know the Paul DeJong is out there, and I guess I don't have him on my team yet. Third base, second base, shortstop. Yeah. Okay.
And there's always, playing... I mean, that is really, I mean, you know me, but with my defense and all that, defense, but at shortstop, no, you need that. You need that defense there. And I'm always, we have a lot of power eye guys in there, but you need people on base to get those 2 and 3 run home runs and those grand slams. So, and he's going to get on base. It's not that De Jong is not going to get on base, but the OBP is going to be is higher for the Stevens there. And then, of course, my Dunn or my Rob Deer or anybody else who has that big power can just drive him in then.
Yeah, I think one of his most valuable traits is that he does play these 4 positions. So if you're looking for another second baseman or another third baseman, he can kind of fill that role. And I'm just wondering if you have room as a platoon situation, him against the lefties and De Jong against the righties, and then maybe Steffen's backing up second base or third base on the other side. Maybe, yeah.
And the stealing is there too. I mean, it's not exceptional stealing, but stealing is there. The base running is there. The speed is there. So yeah, I'm definitely going to play him. I have him on my team, and he's definitely playing over De Jong.
Okay. Do you have any early kind of results on him?
No, not really. I got him yesterday.
Really? Okay. All right. So yeah, good conversation there. Another player that a lot of people are still using, but we're starting maybe to see him slip out of the meta a little bit, but Tom Tresh can play third, short, and in the outfield as well. Power, high. But again, he's starting to get eliminated from a lot of teams.
He's my backup for third base.
And second base, I'm using Eric Young. So Eric Young. So when we look at Jake Stevens, he can play second base, better against the lefties. Eric Young right now, I think I'm using against the lefties. So Stevens, for me, isn't going to replace Eric Young at second. So if he is going anywhere, it's at shortstop and then back up third and second baseman. But I love this Eric. I like this Eric Young card. Are you using him as well?
I'm using the Jerko. Okay. Because I don't have the Eric Young yet. I mean, I think if I have Eric Young, I would probably platoon Young and Jerko.
Can you bring up your Jerko on your screen there?
Just a second. Where are we? We are here. Clear filter. First. Come on. First name is it that? Begins with Jet. There you go. So I might put them platoon them with his left. I might. I'm not sure. He's basically the same thing. What we were talking about, that he has that power eye there. So
yeah. And again, we have a few choices. I'm using right now De Jong at short. I'm using Eric Young at second base right now. And I think this is a good complementary card, whether you use him as a starter. Definitely, you probably want him in your lineup for reserve as well. But yeah, that's why it made me think, because I don't know if I want to.
If I have the Young, I think I'm playing the Young over him and use the Jerko as the backup here.
Yeah.
And use a backup for probably second and third base.
Yeah.
That's probably and then that means the Trash is gone there for me. Yeah.
And Geechee, Spore likes his names. This is a poor man's Brock Holt, kind of, from what we saw in Bronze last year. A guy like Dink Mothall that could play many positions, including catcher here for Geechee. The question is, he's not the best at anything, but he plays a lot of things. He's not going as your starter anywhere, but is this a guy, your 26th spot on your roster, you put on?
Well, he has to fight with Kike. Probably.
With who?
Kike Hernandez.
Oh, right. Yes.
Kike Hernandez. So
can you bring him up too?
Yeah, I can.
iDub, do you have a Geechee combinator? Did you pull the Geechee?
Oh no, that's the.
He doesn't look that great.
Don't I have that one? Okay, I think I don't have one here on this account. Enrique Hernandez. There you go.
So a lot of green there. Eyes
The
weak.
100 BABIP is the big thing there. He's power BABIP, not power I. And he is more BABIP I than power. But he has some power. So
Yeah.
And he's the better defender. Or is he? No, he's not. Yeah, he's a little bit better.
And speed is better too.
Yeah.
Geechee.
Yeah, speed is that's the big advantage that he has over Enrique.
I mean,
So,
in Iron,
I don't think
Iron is.
if you
Go ahead.
really, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think it doesn't really matter which one you have. They're basically interchangeable for me. I like the BABIP, of course, better. I'm me. I like BABIP, so I would probably play Kike more. And he is the better guy in the outfield too. So,
How about catcher? IDub is saying as a backup catcher.
what's the catcher?
I can't remember. Who.
I mean, 53 framing. Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, to get him in there every third
usually
game.
I don't really care that much for catcher framing, especially the earlier that you go. But I need give me 60 at least, and then we're talking. But 53 and 53 blocking, so many pass balls. Suddenly they are very. Yeah, I'm not sure. No,
Yeah, that's one.
probably not.
So I'm thinking maybe as that utility guy just to have on the team. But again, I'm not starting him anywhere. He's strictly going to be a backup as a pinch runner, that kind of thing. Because I think right now we currently have, Eric Young at second. We have Adam Eaton in the outfield. We have Adam Dunn in the outfield. We've got a lot of, established outfielders. So he's strictly going to be kind of in that backup role. And remember, students, this is for educational purposes only. We are not experts. We don't purport to be experts. We're giving you our personal opinion about how we plan on using this cards. Please do not take our advice to heart for every single card. Okay. Just got to throw that out every once in a while as a qualifier.
And who said that? It was defense isn't the defense isn't good, but at an offensive approach. Yes, if you show my screen here, then I would probably, if you want that, I would probably take the Tettleton then. He is the same bad framing, but at least has a little bit better blocking there, and I actually like the defense, the offense better. But the power with the extreme eye with over 140 here against the righties and that BABIP. So even that battle with having no defense, all offense catcher there, I think he loses against Tettleton.
Yeah. And Downriver Rick says, we're not making compelling reason to watch. Well, we go off intuition and a little bit of experience and playing a lot of iron and bronze tournaments and seeing results from those tournaments. So I'm not saying we don't know.
You might compare us to the old-timey scouts who listen to the sound of the bat that the bat makes when it hits the ball, and not actually looking at the player and looking at what the ratings are saying, and not sticking our noses all the time in spreadsheets.
Yeah, D Block. He looks like he's not hungover today. Oh, I recommend that you put him in the lineup. Oh man, he got good wood on that ball there, D Block. Oh
yeah.
Man,
Did you hear that? Did you hear how that glove sounded when he caught that ball? He is a good catcher.
Oh yeah, he didn't get distracted by the girl in the second row there. Oh, he's a great center fielder. He's focused.
We need to get your granddaughter in here next time when we are playing them. right at the visiting dugout there.
Got to be kidding me. I'm so in love with you. I'm so in love with you. Kitty, you're so adorable. Kitty.
Yes, the Muppets. Yeah. Down in
Yeah,
front.
but then we need the fuzzy bear then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We need the bearded one. Yes. Okay. So there is our look at the cards that have been in the game. And again, every week when the newer cards come out, we'll try and give you our opinion about them. Next week, we're going to look at the top performers. It's the end of April. We're going to look at the top performing cards in the 5 and 6L. So we should be able to do that next week, unless we get a boatload of cards this Thursday that we have to talk about. Is the teaser out yet, Spore? Do we know what the set is going to be? Let me know so I can copy and paste it from Discord when it's up. So done.
It wasn't a big set that is coming out this week. It isn't. So
It isn't?
Yeah, that's what I think I heard. So
Okay. Yeah. Maybe some missions. Maybe we're going to have a few missions. Adam Dunn, is he still one of your favorite in bronze right now?
yeah, I think so. I actually got back on using Dunn, Ronicky, and Deer in the same outfield. After I've used Tom Brown a lot at center field. Yeah, I'm right now. I'm kind of got back to put Renicky at my center field there, and just with especially when we have a DH to put their Stahl and Dolph Camilli in there. So have a platoon them, and then Solita and Kitty at first base. Have platoons there. So yeah, and with that, that's a lot of power. I think with that outfield of Ronicky, Dunn, and Rob Deer.
All right, we're going to do our giveaway draw here, and then we're going to take a break here so we don't get interrupted during our last segment, which is talking a little bit about cap tournaments. So exclamation enter, exclamation ticket, closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. All those late entries, it's been going for 38 minutes, folks.
There's always somebody like, yeah, it doesn't matter how long you
I didn't know that he closed it so early. It's been going for over a half an hour. If you take us off mute. Okay, our winner is. Who is that name there?
That's that is we won't get Celebrini guy.
Who is that guy?
Who we won't get Celebrini on the Sharks guy.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Congratulations. The guy that requests that song every single day, Pops Dongoria. You got a free one there, buddy. Congratulations on the 5-packs. Just send me a whisper with the team name you wanted to go to, because I don't know if you wanted to go to your usual one or your Chill Vibes one, or I don't even know if you have more than one team. But yeah, just send me a quick whisper. And also, Mark, if you're still here, I did get your DM. So I've got your name. We'll send that along. And you know what? We're not going to get to the Matrix today, because when I have D Block on, we just talk and talk and talk.
I'm talking so much. I'm sorry.
And talk. Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. I'd rather get some information out there. All right. So let's run one more contest here, and we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to do our last segment, which is talking about ironed caps and what you beginners should consider. Back in 2 minutes' time. Enter the contest.
Get in there.
Get in there now. Don't waste 38 minutes. Come on, get in now. All right, we are back for the last segment here with the D Block. Welcome in, everyone. If you're just joining, Laptop Hound and Professor D Block here from Germany, looking at, first of all, Combinator cards. Then we looked at the new released NEL lower level cards. And now we're going to talk a little bit about cap and the ironed cap. And one thing I forgot to mention about Combinators, if you're using a Combinator in your lineup, on a tournament team and you boost them, it will automatically boost that lineup card. You don't have to go back into the tournament and reinsert him into the lineup. So that's one good thing, is it automatically gets the new boosted version. All right, congratulations go out to the Road Sodas. Road Sodas, who win today's bounty tournament in 5 games. Oh no. So I won game 1 and game 3. They won 2 and 4, and then they took game number 5 by a score of 9-5. So congratulations, Road Soda. I will use that Road Soda name there to have those packs sent to, allow 24 to 48 hours. And the rest of you are playing for the in-game packs. Currently, the Bees up 1 game on the Browns, and the Jackalopes are down 1 to the Bees. So the Bees, I see a theme here. Take a drink, synchronicity. The Bees are up 1-0 in both semifinal matchups. So good luck, the rest of you playing for in-game packs. Okay, let's talk cap. Do you play cap tournaments at all? Do you dabble in them?
Yeah.
Okay, iron, bronze, silver?
Doesn't matter. Silver, gold.
Silver,
I like
gold. Okay, yeah, I enjoy them. I do enjoy them. I don't play them as much as I would like to. I play the iron more because I'm able to get into that daily, whereas other dailies timing is just off and I can never get into them because I fell up in 38 minutes. But yeah, the iron one, I'm kind of getting in. All right, new players.
It's one of the reasons why I like the cap tournaments right now, because they are usually the last ones to fill up.
Okay. If you're new and you want to find out more information, please ask questions as we go through this. What is a cap tournament, D Block, in simple terms?
You have a budget, kind of like a real team in real life. You have a budget of points you can allocate for players, and so you can have, if you have an open cap, for example, you can have 100 players, so perfect players in there, but also maybe some iron or bronze players, because you want to have more perfect players in there. That means that you need to save at some other point.
Right. And again, we're going to focus only on the iron because as a beginner, that's the least expensive one that you can get involved in. Very simple to do, and it's not going to cost you very much because you probably own a lot of the cards already. 128 teams qualify for the PTCS. And the only way you can qualify for the iron PTCS is by playing in certain tournaments. And 4 of them are the dailies. So you've got the daily iron cap, you've got the daily late and early iron, and then you got a second late iron. So there's 4 dailies in iron. You have to play those to, have a good chance of getting into the PTCS every cycle. So what is the cap? Well, the cap, actually at the bottom here, we see kind of the rankings here so far. You've got until May the 5th to qualify for iron and for all the other tournaments. Top 128 teams. And as of Monday, No Idea Yet was in first place. It's kind of how I think about our tutorials. What do you want to talk about this week, D Block? No idea yet. Yeah. We got Regina Monarchs, Mount Hawk Tinners, the Baseballersons, the Squirrels, who were in chat earlier, I think, and the Reed Sox, Mr. Audit. Top 5 so far for your iron qualifiers. Fires off every day at 10 a.m. Eastern. So if you want to get in, again, you probably have like an hour window to get into the iron cap. Try a set alarm. Try and get into these cap tournaments to qualify. Okay, this one specifically. Only iron cards are allowed, live or historical. The cap, your budget, as D Block mentioned, 1,250 points, which means if you used all 26 players, they all would be 48s. That's your average. It's the modern era setting, so consider that, and the DH is being used. So again, that's the restrictions you have for this iron cap. What do you want to focus on in spending your money? Now, I've got my opinion I'll show you in a bit, but D-Block, what do you like to do when you build a cap roster?
Well,
Let's-
first of all, looking
iron.
at what era I'm playing in, and that determines how many starting pitchers I need. First of all, and with this cap of 12, with a cap of 1250, that means that's a kind of like a tight cap, since we're going to 59 up there. So I can't have a lot of people from the high iron, so I would probably need more of the low iron. If we are only using 4 starting pitchers, that would already help a lot. But this one here is probably going to be a modern tournament. Yeah, it's a modern era, so we do need five pitchers, and 11 to 12 overall, and 5 starting pitchers. So that's where I'm usually starting with my starting rotation, because cap tournaments, I think if you don't have a good starting rotation, you just wasting your space there, wasting your spot.
So if you have 26 men, you don't have to have 26 men in your
No,
roster.
you can play with 24 or so. Yeah.
Yep. So that choice is yours. So if you used all minimum level cards, 40 level cards times 26, that's 1,040 points right there. So that gives you 210 points to play with. And if you're using those 59 iron cards, the highest iron card there is, those are going to cost you 19 points per card. You got 210 to play with. So that buys you like 11 top 59 cards. That's not going to build probably an effective roster. So what is the best way of using points? Again, is it on starters, relievers, hitters, backups? This is how I built my iron cap team. Because it's modern era, I want to make sure I have some of the best starting pitchers. So I like to put in whatever points it takes to get 4 or 5 quality starting pitchers. I don't want to skimp out on that. And all my starting hitters. So I don't like to platoon a lot, because that chews up another key roster position. I like to try and get players that can play on both sides of the plate. And so my catcher, first baseman, all my starters, I'm willing to spend more points on. So that means all my minimum players at 40, I like to spend on backups and on relievers. And if I still have some points available, then I might kind of invest in a good high leverage or 2 reliever. I don't know. Is that anywhere along what you do with your strategy?
Similar. I am going with my normal iron rotation, my modern normal iron rotation, and I'm going to use at least my best reliever, at least that one. But usually I'm going, my 2 best relievers are in there too. So that is 7. That is 7 pitchers that are basically the same that my normal iron lineup is there. With the hitters, what you're saying is completely true. That you really want 2-way players, so they're playing against the lefties and the righties. So I'm usually not playing my normal hitters there, only the ones that are really 2-way. And if there's somebody's really splitting, like for example, right now I'm going blank here. Like in bronze, it would be like the Dolph Comilli, who only plays on one side. Then I can't play him there.
Right. And again, sometimes you luck out, and some of your better players are not 59s. They might be 46s. They might be, at a lower. So that allows you to kind of buy into one more roster position to build up a little bit better. But I want to start with my starters, and then I want to start with my starting lineup for hitters, and then I'll go with my relief pitchers and work from there depending on how many points I have left. Okay, so let me just see here. I guess the best way to do that is, see if I'm missing anything on the slides here. Nope. Okay. All right. So let's jump into the game. And Brent, yeah, we'll kind of show you how to upload a new roster that you build as well. So when you do this,
Just
if
one
you're
thing
in,
quick, as
Yeah.
a question from ADAP 13, my cap strategy is tank, pitching, and smash. I think if there is a way to do that or a place to do it, then it's iron, because the iron pitchers are so inconsistent anyhow. If you want to say, okay, I'm focusing on getting my best hitters in there, and whatever points I have left is going to be my pitching, and it doesn't really matter if that's the best iron pitchers or not. That if you want to use that strategy, I think it's a viable strategy in iron, but basically iron only. I think even in bronze, when you start with bronze, I think that's not a strategy you can use. But for iron, that can work.
yeah, I still don't like ignoring my starters
No, me
because
neither.
they're
But
just
it
gonna
can work.
smash them more if you have bad pitchers. So instead of losing, 9-6, you're gonna lose 16-12 or something you're just gonna get more runs against if you still want some decent pitchers in there. Okay, so you go to create roster, you put in a roster name. So we'll just put this tutorial and April 23rd. Oops. Can I name it that? April 23rd. Good. You pick the type of tournament. We're going into the Iron. Where is it here? Iron Cap 1250. There it is. Iron Cap 1250 DHES. Click Save Roster. And now we want to go and set the roster. So this is our tutorial team. We don't have every card, but because we built up some points over the last couple of weeks, we have like 30,000 perfect points, which is plenty to buy any card that we want to buy in Iron. It's we're not using limited editions or anything like that. So it gives us this fresh roster. And D-Block, I'm going to rely on you. I'll look for the cards. You kind of give me some suggestions on who we might go with our starters. Okay, so in my inventory, in terms of who we currently have, let's go pitching ratings. Let's look at duplicates, all card types, and overall. All right, so we'll see if we own any of them first.
Okay.
Who do you recommend for pitchers?
Well, if we go for the normal pitchers, kind of like the Bob Bruce would be somebody. If you can sort him off for control, or you don't have a home run suppression here, that is of course would help a lot if you would have home run suppression there.
Let's add that on. Pitcher ratings, home run rate.
Okay. Put control, home run suppression, and
P-BABIP,
control,
I
home run
guess.
suppression, and P-BABIP, yeah.
Yeah, we need P-BABIP as well. Let's get rid of that versus the lefties and righties. Get rid of movement, stuff control, home rate, and pitcher BABIP. There.
There we go.
Save it. Compass one. Okay,
So
control
sort it
home
for
rate.
home run rate now because we aren't moron.
Right.
See, there we go.
So Nate's going to be a 40, so we can add him.
Yeah, definitely. We can add him already.
He's free. He's not going to cost you any points. So you want to add 40s that are really good.
That we know the Bob Forsch is going to be in there.
Yeah,
I see him already.
Forsch.
He's like the Sherry Smith. I do like the Ken Brett.
Ken Brett. Okay. And again, we can take players out later. We're just kind of picking a few that we like here. You said Bob Bruce.
Yes, Bob Bruce. Can you put him at not all pitchers, but starting pitchers only first?
Okay.
So we can get our 5 starters there. So yeah, okay, that's good. So home run rate, go up a little, go up a little. There you go. Then Nate, we have him already. Nate, okay. So I like the Okla, Tomo Okla. That's a pretty good one. Then I like
Or
the
if there's someone on the
Kevin
card shop,
Coble.
like
Kevin Coble,
okay,
pretty good.
Kevin.
Kevin Coble,
Where is he?
down.
there?
There's he. So how many starting pitchers do we have right now? 4 or 5?
Right now we've got 2,
4.
4.
Oh, 4 we have. Yeah, we have 2
Yeah.
relievers. The Conejo and the Ken Brett are relievers. Well, Conejo is of course is a starter, but he's a 40. Although he's a pretty good 40, so yeah, we could leave him in there.
Yeah, we could. Yeah.
Yeah, put him back in there. So we just needed one more quality reliever.
Okay. And now, is there a name that we're missing that I don't own that I can get off the card shop? Maybe.
Let's see.
Chat. Who are your quality iron pitchers? I can't think of any offhand here.
Offhand. Oh no, he has way too less control. Take the Roy Halladay.
Halladay.
But we're going to take him anyhow. Probably he's a 41.
So he's a 41. He's only costing you 1 point. Okay.
I like him. What about the no? His
Tim
home
Herron?
impression is bad. Rick Roden, no. Ed Willett, he's a 59.
Yeah, 59. I'm a little bit more hesitant about the 59s, but again, we can always change it later. So let's go add him. Willett.
Yeah, and another one would be the Rick Matula.
Rick Matula. Rick. Go. Add him. All right. Now let's go look at the 40s though, maybe, and add some bunch of free.
No, we
ones
can do that later. We can do
later?
that
Okay.
at last.
All right, hitters. Catching.
Yeah, I'll start with catching.
We want to go to batting ratings. BABIP, Power, I.
Yeah, who's your normal catcher at Iron?
That would mean me having my my game open right now.
Derek Porter, I would say, would be
Porter?
some of the a good one there. Yeah.
Okay.
With that catcher framing, and then we need to. I think there are. Is there a 40 catcher? I think there is not. I think there's only the 41, the lowest catchers that there are out there. As far as I remember, I think
40.
there is no 40 catcher.
Nope. Oh, let me take Rick off here. Yeah. No 40 catchers out there. 41. Austin Barnes.
Yeah, Austin Barnes. That's the one I usually take.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to put Austin Barnes on there. Hedges.
Another one you could take is the Brian Severin, but I like the Barnes a little bit better. The Severin has better defense, but I mean, we don't want him to play. He's just going to fill in for the days when Porter is not playing, and Porter has good enough defense.
Okay. All right. So again, what we're doing, we're building an iron cap team. We're just picking a bunch of players right now. We fine tune it later. If we go over the cap, then we have some decisions that we have to make. But right now it's Christmas. We're picking pretty much all the starters that we want to get, and we'll worry about the actual cap a little bit later. So next up, we go to first base, and at first base, we got Josh Fields. Dietrich
can-
is for sure.
Yeah, you did the Josh Fields. You can already put in. He's probably going to be our third baseman.
And on this
Corey
team, I
Foley
guess we
is
pulled
already
this
in there.
guy.
Huh?
We got to put him on.
Yeah, we probably will. But
Yeah.
he's a lefty. You get Foley and Corey Foley.
Foley.
He's going to be our right fielder. Yeah, was there a DH or not? I forgot.
Yes, yeah, there is a DH.
Yeah, so that definitely there's a spot for him. But we want first baseman right now. Who's your normal first baseman?
Is it Branyan? I think I put Branyan at first.
Okay, Branyan could be somebody. If we have Josh Fields there at third base, we could put Branyan at first base. That is a good choice, actually.
Okay.
You could put in the Dahlgren, Babe Dahlgren. That would be somebody if we have him.
Yeah. Let's see if I own him even. Babe. Hard shot, Babe. And all positions, 59. Okay, 36 points. Or 36 perfect points. Okay.
Yeah,
Second base.
You could put in the Yasmani Grandal in there, the historic catcher. He's eligible at first base. I think he has one of the best eye there with some good power. But I think he is too splitty for that.
Oops. That's the
Historic
50.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think if we have Dahlgren, I think that's good enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's good. All right, let's go on to second base. Woody Held.
Second base, Woody Held, yeah. Rather Woody than Derek Dietrich. We
Third
could
base
think
we've
Dietrich
already got.
at DH then. That
Who?
would be a pretty good
Dietrich? Okay.
Dietrich at DH.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. He's there. Shortstop. Who do you like at short? I forget for iron.
At iron shortstop. It's
You have
just
Heine? No. Infield range. Nicky Lopez? Live?
Nicky Lopez, yeah, the Nicky Lopez. I liked it a lot there. But I also like the oh no, he's not that good for shortstop. If you want to go more offensive, then the Ted Lepico.
Lapico.
He's more of a second baseman.
How do you spell his name?
Lepcio.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay. And we'll add him for now. We can always take players off. Chat's mentioning Desmond.
Yeah, that's why I said he's more of a second baseman. Ian Desmond would be somebody. Yeah, you could put in there. He has the range and the arm. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Next up. Oh, we forgot Carter.
But we want,
too.
of course, we want the Juan Francisco.
Do we want Chris Carter as first baseman?
No, we want Francisco. We have the Babe.
Oh, Francisco.
And we want Juan Francisco backing up third and first as a 40.
The best 25 perfect points you could spend in iron.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we've got, let's go back here.
So we have already our right fielder with Curry, and what's the guy you had before earlier? He could be the left fielder.
We'll get him here.
McCreary.
And then left field. Willingham. 42. Tip O'Neill.
Yeah, Tip O'Neill would be somebody. Mhm.
Okay. All right. So let's take a look. We got 23 players and we're over the cap. So you know
Yeah,
what? With a
but not
lot
by
of
much.
not by much, no, not by much at all. So we still need some. We've got right now 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 pitchers, but Curry's not really a pitcher.
We have
and
11 pitchers.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 pitchers. Yeah.
It is, if you look at under the action drop-down menu. No. Yeah. Take that mouse cursor away with that. You see under that, what is there? Under the menu now. It's under the menu now. Get rid of the menu.
Oh, 11 players. Okay. Yeah. Good.
So you don't have to count.
Okay.
Yeah, but of course we have Curry Foley in there. We don't want Curry Foley to
Yeah.
pitch. Just change him to right field. And then he's gone. Set position. And then
Nope.
he's gone.
Tip, do we
Tip
want him
O'Neill,
long relief?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with him pitching.
Okay. So we do need
Just put him as two-way.
a couple more pitchers. Okay. Hitting right now, if we just go with who we've selected, we've got 13 players. So probably want.
We can get rid of Brennan.
Okay.
So that, and I think we could be right there. It's under the cap now again.
Six.
No,
Six.
6 more. Okay. So Francisco is backing up Dahlgren.
Oh, Petrelli. We don't have Petrelli. How did he get on our team?
I don't know. We wanted Barnes.
Yeah. Okay, so that's going to help, I think. Definitely. So let's go back.
Barnes is
Catcher.
1 point only. Austin Barnes, there he is.
All right. Well, that's a nice bonus there.
So we have 11
1239.
points to spare so far.
Okay. So 11 points. We need a couple pitchers. And
Yeah, just let us finish the hitting, and then we'll talk about the pitching.
all right. McCreary, Lopez, Babe, Curry, Ian, Held.
Put it on versus right, please.
Okay.
I could see that much better then. So Francisco, we have Held with Lopez backing up. We have Fields with You put Francisco to the backup and not Held. Third
Okay.
base. Exactly. Desmond with Lopez backing up is great. Left field, we want McCreary in there.
Yes.
And we need a center fielder. That's going to be the problem there.
Center field. Center
Maxwell
field.
would be my first choice.
Justin Maxwell.
Justin Maxwell as a 41. Perfect.
Yes. Yeah.
And
There's also Brett Phillips too. Brett Phillips.
Yeah, Brett Phillips as a backup. Yes.
Yeah.
But
So
he's
let's-
only 46. Yeah. So
So
we are
Brett
now
Phillips
over again, I think.
and Maxwell. Already got him. So let's bring him on. Oops. Field. Okay, so back to the righties. We want who's starting at center? Do we want
Maxwell
Maxwell?
and
instead of
backing up.
Phillips?
Genau. Exactly. And Tip is going to be the left field backup.
Tip.
So, yeah, we're looking pretty good now.
Gotta
And
go move.
Brad Phillips also backing up the right field.
Okay, two-way player. O'Neill left.
I
And
don't think Tip O'Neill can play right field. I don't think
Nope.
he can. No. So yeah, then Phillips backing up right field. So and then we have Dietrich. We want Dietrich as DH, and Lepico can go.
Okay, and do we want Tip backing up at DH?
Yeah.
All right, how
That's
do you
a pretty
like
good
that?
lineup.
That is a good lineup. Let's look at the lefties now.
Yeah, first base we want Francisco backing up. Third base we want Francisco. Lopez, that is okay. Left field, take a look at McCreary and Tip. If compare them, if this one of them is better against the lefties.
McCreary.
You could compare them.
I don't know if you can as because he's a two-way, so
Yeah,
looks
of
like
course you
he's.
can.
Can you?
If you action compare. There you go. And betting ratings. There you go. So Tip looks better against the lefties, even though he doesn't have the power, but I like him better against the lefties. But I like McCreary better against the righties. So we're going to play Tip versus the lefties.
In left.
Left field, yeah. And McCreary backing him up. And we Maxwell as center fielder.
With probably McCreary backing him up too.
No, Brad Phillips.
Phillips.
That's right. And just Dietrich at DH. And Francisco can back him up. Yeah, I hate the Dietrich's BABIP is pretty bad, but remember this is a DH, and the BABIP would get a malus anyhow as the DH malus, and the power and the eye does not get a malus there, so he's perfect at DH. That is his position. That's why I really hate playing him at second base with that bad defense and the BABIP of 16. So at DH, I like him there, but I am not in the field. Even at first base, I wouldn't play him. But DH, he's perfect there.
Okay, so points wise, good. We've got a good solid lineup. Got 24 players with 4 points to spend on a couple pitchers, I believe.
Yeah. We can put in 2 more pitchers and are not restricted really with the points there. Or we can have it 44 into 40 or
yeah. All pitchers, pitching ratings.
So let's see who we have. The John Coleman. No, not really. Conejo we have. Yeah, if you want click it again, then we have the 40s, right? Exactly. He's not that bad.
Yeah.
The 40, yeah. We have the Holiday.
Nope. I mean, there's always this guy too.
Yeah, this deep. Get him. Buy him. If we don't have him, he's a good one. for combinators.
So that leaves us with
4
4
points.
points and one more position to go. So let me
So
go to the
44.
card shop and look up pitchers that are 44,
And not named Steep.
not named Steve. Let's sort by
Sort by L10, descending. There you basically, there's a P-Rich there at 44, for example.
seeing if there's anyone else here that stands out. Not really.
I don't see anyone. The Herb Smith, maybe? The Negro League, Herb Smith? Down, there he is.
Yeah. I think I like that one better than P Ridge.
Yeah, I liked him too. The
And he's-
control of 40 is, of course, but as a reliever, that's okay. With that home run suppression and that P-BABIP, I like that.
Stopper or closer? Stopper, maybe?
I would put a middle relief and put secondary role closer.
Good point.
And let's see who else we can put in as a secondary closer.
Will it?
Who's the highest? Yeah, we can use that Villet. That Villet as also a secondary roles closer. I like that, the way they give the AI a chance. There's a lefty, there's a righty. I like that.
Okay. Boom. Do we want any low leverage or high leverage? Use more often?
No.
Keep it the
That's the
same?
AI choose who he wants to put in there.
All right. Hitters one more time. We'll look at versus right. Porter Barnes, Babe, Francisco, Held Lopez, Field Francisco. No one's backing up more than 2 positions. I like it. That looks good. Lefties. Looks good. We've used 1,249 of our cap. Russell Branyan didn't quite make it in.
We could use him instead of Josh Fields. With the points is 45 and Josh Fields is what?
48.
48. We would actually get another 4 ball points, so we could use get one of the other pitchers out there and get another pitcher in there if you want to. I like the Branyan. I like the Fields too.
Yeah. Let's go.
But,
I think let's go Branyan, I think.
Okay. The Fields is a little bit better defensively, but yeah.
All right, let's go Branyan. So this is where we're tweaking now.
Yeah.
So we're taking out Fields, putting in Branyan, which gives us another 4 points. So we'll look at that last pitcher we took, which was Herb Smith at a 43. So is there someone that is now 47? Jay Klatz, no. No. Nope. Don't think so. Let's take off. Just wonder if we sort by movement.
Movement?
You don't know if you're getting home run suppression. Actually, control. Let's go by control. Ryerson.
It's 42. Mm-hmm.
No. High ball.
Nah, his home run suppression isn't good enough. Look at Porcello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him.
Okay. Put in Porcello and He's the same as Herb Smith, so let's compare him just to double check.
No, he's 2 points more.
Is he? Oh,
Yeah, 45 to 43.
oh yeah. Herb's 43. Yeah. Compare.
What we could do, put him in there. I think we should have 3 points left then. Or 2 points left. Take the Herb Smith out and the Porcello in. And we have 2 points.
We could take out Halliday for Smith.
Yeah, Halliday, and put the Herb Smith back in.
Okay. Middle, closer.
And we're exactly at the limit, right?
Yep. I think we are 1250. We spent every point we have. We're going to save that. And now with the strategy, pretty much the same as always, right?
Yeah, it's modern.
I know you don't like all these shifts. I can't remember.
Especially here, the intentional walk is
right.
very good. Because if they're playing their 40, because of they have to put their 40 in because of resting their normal starter, that is when you intentional walk maybe your 59, the 59 power hitter, and go to the 40 guy.
And I just do this out of habit here. Just put in my openers.
Yes, we have, Brent.
All right. So now, once you've got your roster set, and again, we put in what we believe is a very competitive roster. And I think that was easier than I thought it would be, actually. That was not too bad. Now you have to go to show tournaments, go to your roster builder, and click on this little button that says upload the server. Boom. Should all be grayed out after that. Then you go back into your tournament. So this is the Iron Cap. Iron Cap for tomorrow. So I did register us for that. Got in on time. So you got to go to where it says manual and click on that specific roster. There you go. It's been assigned.
Can you get back in there?
Yep.
Because I kind of saw that there were the 9th spot was open, so as if we did not have a DH.
Okay, that looks good. Oh yeah, I just maybe didn't set it. Oh, what happened? Oh, because we took out Fields.
Yeah. Maybe use the action and put the I set the lineup.
You want to set the lineup, even though it was just Branyan? Don't we like it? Oh, because
he's a different hitter than Fields. No, not only the lineup. No, he did everything else.
Oh, did the whole depth chart? Oh,
yeah. I just wanted
yeah. Well, you know what? We can. We just won't. Can we do it without saving?
No, they changed it.
Okay, we can do this quick. See if I remember. Lopez.
No, wrong.
All right. I'm going to get this right here. Held Branyan Lopez. No. Yes.
No.
Who is our short? Held? No.
Ian Desmond is correct at shortstop.
Oh, okay. We could just copy this, right? Copy.
No, because we have different people at different positions on left and right.
Okay. Porter, Delgreen, Held, Branyan, Desmond, McCreary, Maxwell, Foley, Dietrich. Okay.
This
Porter.
is not right. Yeah. The
Okay.
starting lineup is completely right, but because you didn't change anything, you changed the backup, the depth chart.
Oh, right. Okay, so Phillips comes in.
You want me to help you to
I
stay
know.
sometime?
No, I got this. This one's correct though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
That one's correct. Barnes, Francisco, Lopez, Francisco. Lopez, O'Neill, Phillips. Maxwell. No, Phillips. Who is our left-handed or left?
A query. We changed.
Go. And this
platoon at
is
left field.
Dietrich is there, and our backup was Francisco, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Whew. Okay. Submit. Now we go to actions, and where is that lineup one for the lineup?
Action.
Actions.
Ask bench coach for lineup.
There we go. Actions. Let's go for lineup. There we go. Held, Desmond, Maxwell, Foley, Dal Green, Dietrich, McCreary, Branyan, and Porter. You want to keep the defensive subs on there?
Yes. Keep it in there.
All right. Well, I think we are set for tomorrow. We'll see how we do in the cap. So there you go, beginners. There is your beginning to iron cap. Hope you can take something out of that. Start up a cap team. Use a lot of the same players if you want. And hope you have a lot of success getting a few more packs. Going to do our draw here to end off the show. Exclamation enter, exclamation ticket. You've got less than 10 seconds. Less than 5. Look at all the entries come in. There we go. And closed. Okay. Our winner, please DM me, Rich Rock. Oh, Rich Rock. Those Mill Basin Yankees are in the house, D-Block. Are one of our nemesis in the 5 and 6L. Rich, you're doing really well in both those tournaments. You have a chance to win both of them at the end of the month. So, Rich Rock, if you can just send me a whisper, please. Let me know which account you want those to go to. Again, we will pick up the matrix at some point in time. The class went long today, which I'm okay with. I'm good with the class going long. D-Block, thank you so much. Any closing comments? We talked about a lot today. Combinators and caps and new cards. What are you having the most fun with in the game right now? Let's end with that.
I mean, there are several things. Right now I have a lot of fun with PT Live. I am having a lot of fun with the tournaments, except Iron. I like Gold right now. I think Gold is a lot of fun, especially because it's accessible, and has so many different eras there. With the 1922 era there, you have a real dead ball tournament there. So I like Gold right now, and I used to like the 5L and the Bagels and Schmear, but this month is really, man, I'm really having a tough time this month. after winning almost both last month, going first and second. This month is really kicking my butt.
You have those cycles, and again, as new players, you got to realize that even some of the good players in the game go through those times, just like any sports team. Really, they go through the times where they win a bunch and they lose a bunch, and that's normal.
And especially with drafts, you can only do you can only make the team with the options you have, and if you just don't get any of the meta players, you're just going to have a tough time.
All right. What a man. Time goes by pretty quick. Let's get allowed F combinators. Let's get allowed F combinators. I don't know what that
You don't
means.
get it?
No, I don't. Let's get allowed F combinators. It's been a long show.
Yeah. He wants us to put 3 more letters in there.
OAL, foul.
Hello?
Okay. One last announcement here before we send you over to Dr. Dynastic. I hope you have Saturday off. Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern time.
Guys, watch that. You need to watch that.
D-Block is saying you need to watch this Saturday, because not only is D-Block going to be with beverage in hand on Saturday, but back by popular demand. You guys have been asking for him to come back. For the first time this cycle, back on the show is Mr. Black is back. He's going to talk anti-combinator rosters. He's going to update his sliders for the new year, like he talked about no OOTP 24 and a few other things. He's going to have his slideshow, and we're going to pick his brain, chat. We're going to ask him a lot of questions because, again, he is one of the better players in the game. He does a lot of research, a lot of testing out of things. And even though it might seem,
stream, I learn a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, those are on the VODs. If you want to go check out his contributions so far on YouTube, highly recommended. You go watch those couple hours because you're going to learn so much about the sliders, about the eras of the different tournaments, and how you should adjust your sliders for different eras. Really, really good video. And a lot of it still applies to this year.
Yeah.
And he'll update us on Saturday on any new changes that he recommends. So check us out on Saturday. Again, TWIP will be back with the Matrix when I can fit that in, maybe on Thursday, and the contest to go with it. Tomorrow is the Community Showdown. Again, 4 new entrants in the showdown tomorrow, so stay tuned for that at 5:30 Eastern. We'll see which 4 teams we have. As always, thank you for the follows, the interaction, the engagement, the subbing, all that kind of stuff. You guys are wonderful. Both D Block and I thank you. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. We're waiting over to Dr. D. Thank you, D Block. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Chat, give it up to D Block. Come on, give him some emotes. Let's do it. Get up. All right. We're here for a good time, not a long time. So have a good time. The sun can't shine every day.